Salute, salute, salute. What's good to everybody watching? It's HadukenSharon. You may know me from the YouTube channels we have watched before with Knicks content. This is my first show starting today. What's good? What's good, Stephen Fox? Salute, salute. I see. What's good? Let me mod you real quick. Cause I'm gonna be adding mods and everything like that. People I know are cool. It's my first show. We're gonna be talking about Knicks offseason, Kemba Fournier, how they adjust into the lineup, predictions, who you think is gonna be a rising star or someone you think is gonna improve tremendously from last year to this year. What seed do you think we're gonna be? What teams you think are gonna be in front of us? I think it's gonna be a good thing to start. We'll be doing it I say 4 times a week at least. Around this time, 4 to 5:30, something like that. I think we'll do good here. Yeah, salute. What's good, Josh? I'll drop the link in a few minutes for anyone that wants to join. But I'm gonna mainly start off by talking about the off season. So during the off season, I don't know. I was kind of hefty. The draft, I wasn't too happy about it. There were certain people I wanted, certain people we didn't get. I didn't want to trade the 19th and the 21st pick, but we ended up doing it, and we got some compensation. And I think we mainly used it for Taj, and then we got Dwayne Bacon on a 10-day, I'm pretty sure, exhibition. We got 20 people going into training camp. That's gonna be interesting. I think we're gonna have. That's not a Randall jersey. What's good? You already know it's number 9. It's RJ. But yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be interesting. I wasn't too happy about the draft. I thought it could have definitely gone better, but I'm not too mad about it now. Anymore. I've grown to get a little happy about it. I'm still iffy on Grimes a bit. I really like McBride. Simmons was a steal, and then Rokas is just a draft and stash. So it's gonna be interesting to where we're headed right now. Salute Chidnick. Oh, what's good? Who's Mark? Salute, salute. Yeah, I appreciate it, Josh. Yeah, I should have been started a little bit ago, but finally got more time to do it. So started out now. Let's see. The draft. A lot of people may know this, but I mean, I wanted Josh Christopher, and I wanted to try to trade up for someone that Tibbs would like, but I guess they really just got the people they like, because I heard a lot of talk from other Knicks podcasts about Grimes and how they like him. I wasn't too fond of him, but the thing I liked about the summer league is that he was lacking confidence in the first 3 games. He couldn't find his shot that well, and then in the last 3 games, he was actually getting his shot up very well. Contested shots, he was getting a lot of shots at the rim, and he's not really a good rim player, I would say. Back to the basket player, but he was definitely getting a lot of cuts from IQ's nice passes, and I think IQ is also improving in his passing skills. So then we look at McBride, and I really like McBride. A few people who didn't know, yeah, a few people were actually like, I want to shout out Guillermo, Legion of Knicks. Shout out to him. You guys definitely know who that is, but if anything, search him up. Watch his channel too. He put me on to Miles McBride, and I watched his tape, and then Stephen Fox put me on to him too. And I really wanted to get him on this team. I didn't want to get him at 21 or 19. I had a feeling he was going to drop, which he did, and we ended up getting him. The way he plays, it's not like he reminds me of RJ, but his mentality is very similar to RJ, where they have this will to win, and they have their game face on all the time. Like, no matter what time of the game it is, they have that same exact killer mentality. And he's really good at that defensive end. I love the way his shot is. His shot is very, very nice. So is Grimes. They got a really nice shot. So I definitely see what Tibbs liked in that. Salute, stay for down. What's good? Appreciate it. Chilling right now. Just ended class not too long ago. But then we look at Rokas. I didn't know too much about Rokas. He was really a random pick to me. I didn't know too much about him. I was confused why we didn't pick McBride right there at 34. And if we didn't pick McBride at 36, I would have been really mad at this draft. I would have gave it a horrible rating. Like I was extremely mad about it. But considering where they're at now, like he's 20 years old, he's gonna be a draft and stash. I mean, I know they got a crazy scout out there watching the games, and he definitely found something he was fond of. So they just did it. He's definitely not gonna play next season, but he's probably gonna come up in the 2022-2023 season. Salute Smart Hoops. What's good? Yeah, salute. Shout out to Smart Hoops. He got a channel going on too. He makes a lot of good videos too, short videos. Eric G, salute, my guy. What's good? And then we look at Sims. I want to shout out Hinton. Everyone probably knows Hinton. Hinton, mental chief. He actually talked about him a lot before the draft. He was saying how he would be a steal, and we ended up getting him at 58. The interesting part about that is that he's clutch, and we have a thing on our team of not getting clutch players. We ended up getting him, and he actually looked very nice. I love the way he sets picks. I love his athleticism. Him and Mitch have crazy athleticism. I love it. I love the way he plays. Um, a lot of people been saying, "Oh, I want to get he's gonna be a replacement for Mitch or Noel," but can't say that now. He got a two-way contract. He's gonna be in the G League for a good amount of games. And then he's gonna be in the NBA for like 50, probably just there as a injury insurance. And then I was cool with the draft after it happened. I like the way Grimes and McBride really picked it up. McBride had really one really bad game, but everything other than that was really good. And then they shot crazy from the three. Their defense was very like they were giving Cade trouble. I was surprised. I didn't think Grimes was gonna give that much trouble to Cade, but he actually did. And I mean, he was still hitting tough shots, but he mainly just shot the three ball. Mainly just shot the three ball. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how. You see Sims. I expected him to go low, like at 40. But I didn't think he was gonna get all the way down. Like I didn't think he was gonna be at 58. I thought he should have been drafted earlier. Salute Cully was good. Shout out to Cully. It's my guy right there. Um, but yeah, like I I don't have like an exact grade right now for the draft because I can't change it just from the summer league. The summer league is gonna show us some aspects. It's gonna just show us a little bit of something. Like it doesn't matter how bad they shoot; it just matters at the looks they're getting. And I really like the looks that all of them were getting. So I think we're gonna try to find the best time we have for McBride and Grimes. But I feel like it's gonna be very difficult. I think it's gonna depend on injuries. And then we go all the way to free agency. Um I was also like I wasn't mad that we got Evan Fournier, but I was confused about the pricing. The pricing was a little high in my opinion. My bad. All right, yeah, the pricing wasn't the best right there. 20 in my opinion, but after that, I looked over it. We got Derrick Rose back, we got Alec Burks back in the well, so I was definitely thinking we were getting a running back type of mentality, and that's definitely what ended up happening. I'm happy that we got Kemba. Kemba was a big steal. I don't even know how we got him. It definitely probably was something that was in works before free agency, and I'm pretty sure that's what everyone felt. The front office they were definitely talking to him for that buyout because buyouts don't just happen like that. He just doesn't get a buyout and go with the Knicks right away. There's definitely pre discussions about it. And salute Geraldine, what's good? I see you. Salute. Um, so I was a little frustrated about it, but then thinking about development and how our players are gonna play. But then I looked into a little more over the last since it happened. I don't really remember the exact time it was, but since it happened, I looked at it. I became to realize that it actually isn't as bad as I thought before. I was a little frustrated. took the heat off a little bit. So I really think that we have a squad right now. I overrated Bullock's defense a little bit. I think our defense might fall off though a little, but our offense will definitely increase because there's no way that we have added two players in replacement of someone like Alfred Payton. We got Kemba replacing him, and that's definitely a better fit 100%. And then we had Evan Fournier replace Bullock, which I definitely think was also a good pickup, but it takes away from the defense in a certain aspect as well. Oh, okay. What do you guys feel about the? How would you rate our offseason in the chat? Um, I'll give it a B. Like I don't know how it's gonna play out yet because I still want to see how it is on the court, but I'll give it like a B so far. From what I saw, B plus. Depending on how we start the season, I really think we should start strongly. Yeah, I agree, Stephen Fox. I would say it's a B. I really think that we started off pretty iffy and then kind of picked it up. And pretty sure a lot of people saw the Evan Fournier interview. I like the things he was saying about how he's gonna be spreading out the floor. He's gonna play alongside RJ and Randall while they're going into the paint because that's the type of players they are, and that's just one thing about Randall that I found kind of interesting from what Fournier said because I know Randall was a bit of a he's not really too much of a post player, I would say. It's more of a mid-range guy. Mid-range guy, yeah, I would say. Not too much of a post guy, but he needs to go more into the basket. I need Randall to look into the basket, go for some layups. Can't always just shoot because it's not gonna work out at some points. And then when you go cold, like what are you gonna do? I definitely need to see more of that next year. Yeah, Cody, the offseason acquisition grade. Yeah, we're gonna be cooking the season, I think. I think we'll get into that later with the predictions when I bring people into the chat. I'm gonna let people in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna just talk a little more. Oh, Stephen Fox, yeah, definitely. The idea of Kemba, definitely, like right away, like you definitely have that thought that anyone you get over Alfred Payton is gonna be better. Like no matter what, anyone but Alfred Payton is gonna be good. And he was a prior All Star, I think, like 2 years back, but that knee injury is pretty severe. I think he's gonna play max 62 games, something like that. But I see him playing like 55 to 65 games, nothing more than that. I wouldn't be surprised either. I really think that Tibbs gotta handle his and Derrick Rose's management of their knees very well because if they don't, we're gonna have to play the rookies. That's the only way they get time, in my opinion. Uh, yeah. Evan Fournier's role, in my opinion, should be just like he said, like he's gonna spread the floor. I would really like him to spread the floor and just be there as a wide open shooter in case we ever needed like a go-to bucket if we need to. If RJ and driving into the paint and then they don't have a clear look at the rim, they have someone like Evan Fournier open because in this lineup, I'm gonna be honest, the only person that I actually think Mitch is gonna be able to shoot this season. I really think he will. So in this lineup, it's gonna be pretty lethal because you're really not gonna be able to double team anyone from the 3-point line or double team them in general. That 3-point line is gonna be deadly for us this season. I see our attempts going up 100%, and we're gonna get a lot more open looks. Stephen Fox said the good news: if Kemba needs rest, yeah, I agree. If Kemba needs rest, it's deuce time, and I 100% agree with that. I would really like him to play. I really like McBride. I think he's gonna be a good player. I'm not gonna overhype and say he's gonna be like an all star or anything like that, but I definitely think that McBride is gonna be on a few defensive teams in his career because he just has that aspect of defense that a lot of people don't. He's always locked into the ball handler. He always looks in any way he could poke the ball loose and go on a fast break and get his teammates open. That's what I really like about him. What's good, Hinton? Salute. Ultimately, salute. If you haven't liked yet or subscribed, hit that red button down below and that like button if you want to show some support. Um, Turn that notification bell so next time I go live, you guys get to see it. And it should be a dark bell. What happened in the chat? Yeah, salute ultimately was good. All right. Josh says, let's see. Says if Kemba is hurt, I believe the Knicks will be back to square one as far as not having a reliable starting point guard. Hashtag the controversy. Shout out to Josh's show, The Controversy. It's on MBK. Nothing but Knicks. I think it was actually he was live on it like an hour ago. So make sure to check that out too. You see, I would agree. I agree with you to a certain extent. Like he could definitely be injury prone. Like we know it's Kemba. Like when Kemba is healthy, Kemba is on an all-star level. But when he isn't, you have him sit off on the bench. He's out for a certain amount of games, multiple times during the season. But it is pretty tough when you have someone that deals with similar things like Derrick Rose. But it's like I feel like if Kemba does go down, I don't hope anyone goes down at all. I hope we all fully stay healthy, of course. But if he does get injured, we have McBride who could go in and play as the backup and have Derrick Rose start. Like Derrick Rose can be the starter, but he doesn't have to presumably play like 30 minutes per game. He could still play like in general. Like I think Kemba and Derrick Rose should play like 23 to 25 minutes each during a game. I think it should kind of be split and balanced. I think that's what if I was Tibbs, I would do. I don't really know where his head is looking at, but if that happens, you give McBride minutes on the bench and you increase Quickly's minutes as well. So maybe they just interchange and you have a backcourt in your bench with Quickly and McBride. And I definitely think that's something I want to see. I think that's gonna be an interesting, very interesting backcourt. What's good, the Smoky Nick? Salute. Check out the Smoky Nick too. He does his live stream during the nighttime. I think around like 1 a.m. Like around that time, so check it out if you're there. Let's see. How many minutes you playing D Rose as starting PG? I think your best bet is IQ as the backup. Yeah, basically like what I was thinking. If Kemba goes down, you definitely gotta like I wouldn't increase D Rose's minutes too much. Tips should probably increase it by a few minutes if Kemba does get injured, and then you let McBride get into the lineup, and you let IQ get some of those PG minutes as well. Because in actuality, McBride and IQ can kind of both play on the ball and off the ball. That's a good thing about both of them. We definitely can have both of them play off ball and on the ball. So it's kind of like Derrick Rose and IQ last year. They could just interchange their roles. So I think that's something that is definitely going to be effective. A lot of people have been saying that we have the best bench players and the bench depth in the league. I definitely think we have a top bench in the East. I wouldn't see league wide because I feel especially in the West, so many teams have a lot of depth in the West. Like look at the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Lakers. Like all these teams have a lot of depth. So I definitely think we're up there though. I think our bench is going to be very helpful this season. And I think they're just going to add on to the pressure that the starters give them and just feed off of it. I think it's going to be ongoing feeding off of the team A and team B, and we're just going to be just going to be scoring more points than last year. And then when we go towards that defense talk, our defense I think might fall off a little. RJ is going to be our main wing defender. He's going to be playing the three most likely, and I think he's going to surprise us a little bit with his defense. Like he's a good. I'll say like for his age right now, he's a decent defender. He's not bad. He has a lot of potential, and I think as the years go on, he's definitely going to get back into it. He's finally going to be healthy this year, and everything should be good. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, so if anybody wants to join, you can come up. Shout out to the 18 people who liked so far. Let's try to get it to 20. If you guys are supporting, shout out to all of you. It's my first show. I appreciate you guys for being here. Um, Probably gonna do like 2 hours, something about that. Really depends. Um, see, smoking Nick, yeah, what's good? I hope before anybody gets on, there was a lot of flooding and stuff yesterday. So if you do live by the New York area, or New Jersey, I'm pretty sure it was in New Jersey too. There's a lot of flooding. And the rain was crazy yesterday. It wasn't too bad, where I live, but it was a little like 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away is probably kind of bad. So I'm praying that everyone is good. I heard um prayers and condolences to someone on Twitter that's in our Knicks group chat. He had a family member pass away from it, sadly. So prayers and condolences out to anyone that has been affected by it. Um, like the water damage has been crazy, so I hope everyone is staying safe out there. It's really sad what happened yesterday. Frederick, salute. What's good? Um, what's good? What's good? Yeah, it's just crazy. I, I didn't really think it was gonna be as bad as it was yesterday. It kind of caught me by surprise. I wasn't having Wi-Fi problems, but the water was like going through the windows and everything. It was kind of wild. To be honest. Um, I want to know in the chat, how do you think Kemba and Fournier are gonna be adjusting into this lineup? Like, what roles particularly would you want them to have? I'm kind of interested in how you guys feel, because for me personally, the way I would like it to be is that I don't think this is gonna happen with Kemba, but I kind of want Kemba to be that I want Kemba to be that guy that facilitates and play makes. I'm not really looking too much for Kemba to score. Like, he could average his cool 15 to 16 to 18 points, but that's not the main thing I want him to do. I want him to be a facilitator and playmaker. And then I want Randall to be in charge and getting into his spots and getting better shots, because with this lineup, you're definitely gonna get a lot more wide open looks and looks at your own spots. So I want Kemba finding Randall in his post plays. He could get his post fade over there. The foul thing is not gonna work anymore, because they're definitely cutting off on that fouling rule, which we're definitely gonna see a lot next season. But I want Kemba to run, because Kemba is good at the pick and pops. Or just shooting off pick and rolls. He shot like 41 point something percent from pick and pop. So I want to see that happen too as well. Um, I want him to he doesn't have to drive into the basket too much, but I want to see how he runs the pick and roll with um with Mitch, because Mitch is definitely gonna be a great factor of getting his numbers better, but just his looks better. Because he was getting passes from guys like Frank, in the past years, Frank, DSJ, and Alfred Payton. He never really had a good playmaker to give him passes. Like, the best passes I've seen, to be honest, have been probably from RJ giving him some passes, and alleys and everything like that. So I definitely think a lot of people are going to be positively affected by Kemba getting onto the team, hoping he's healthy. What's good, DSJ? Salute. Yeah, appreciate you for coming. What's good? Um, what else? I want Fournier to really take the role of, just like he was trying to say on the podcast, with KFTV. Um, I want him to be that player that stays in those corners, those wings. More like what he did on the Celtics, because on the Celtics he averaged 13, 14 points, like something like that. But he shot on a great clip. Shot very well from three. He shot very well from the field, and he still managed to average like 14 points. I would be fine with him taking that type of role for a team and being that guy that when you're going to the basket and you don't have an open look, you could just pass out to him. He's gonna hit that three, and he could potentially hit a tough shot in the fourth quarter if you ever need him to. And then we go to RJ. I hope Tibbs gives RJ a little more of the ball handling opportunities sometimes. Um, I want him to give him a little offensive key so RJ can do a little of what he wants to do in order to score, because I definitely think we're gonna see his shot creation this year, and a little more of his playmaking. And that's gonna be really good for his development. Um, we're not gonna need to rely on Randall as much. I'm pretty sure this season, like I don't think I think he'll still be an all-star 100%, but we're not gonna have to look at him too much to just go and get a bucket and shoot like 10 shots in a row, 10 mid ranges in a row, and hope that a lot of them just fall in. He doesn't have to look for passes. Like, we're not gonna have to worry too much about the playmaking he has, because last year I would say I didn't think his playmaking was that crazy, like as people made it seem. I just think he was making the right passes. Sometimes he waited too long for the double team and got a turnover, and then sometimes he got a really good pass off. I remember he like had a record game with 17 assists, which is crazy. I would like. I'm gonna be honest. I did not want him on this team this year. I wanted him to get traded, but then he kind of grew on me towards the from what I saw in the preseason from the 2020 season. Like you could see a difference in the preseason right away that Randall was a different person. And then in the beginning of the season, they just went with what they liked. They went with, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we see Randall, he's hitting his shots clearly. He's going crazy and going off. So we're gonna keep giving him the ball in his spots. We're gonna let him facilitate the offense. And if he needs to pass it, he can't get a shot up, you pass it to the wing to RJ, or you pass it to the wing to Bullock. That's basically what we were doing. Um, that's where it is. Right there. I kind of want to I want to know how you guys feel about Randall next season, because I'm seeing like people go crazy on Twitter, like social media, saying that Randall really had the craziest fluke of a season by anyone because of how bad he did in the playoffs. But that's just like, I really don't understand that. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like 100% that he's gonna be like he was last season. I think he's gonna be about the same, to be honest. Except I think he's gonna drive into the paint a little more. But like, I don't know how people can just sit there and say that he had the most fluke season that people have ever seen. Like, you look at the playoffs, he didn't have a good playoffs. He shot historically bad as an all-star, like historically the worst as an all-star, and that's just crazy to me that people actually say that. DSJ says the great thing about it is even if Fournier's contested, he can create his own offense. You see, that's exactly what I think a plus side about him is. You have a lot of people that we had last year, like let's say Bullock. Bullock can create his shot, and the only thing Bullock can do is he could only drive. No, he can't even drive in the paint. All he can do is shoot from the wings, and he has a little 1-2 chemistry with Randall where he does a pick and pop, and that's mainly all you saw with him, including the defense. Other than that, he can't create his own offense. He can't go into the basket. He couldn't even post up Trae Young, and we were really relying on him most of the time, and that was just bad. So we have another upper side into that, and then we had Elfrid Payton, who we couldn't even play in the playoffs. Like, we had our starting point guard not be able to play in the playoffs. Like, that just tells you enough that you need to know about that. Josh says he was a high draft pick. Thinking it was a fluke. I just think he choked in the playoffs, but it will come with time. Oh, you don't think he? Okay, yeah, I don't think it's a fluke either. It's definitely gonna come with time. It really depends on how the team is set up, because now it's kind of set up to help Randall. Like, this is the type of team Randall needs. He needs a team that is surrounded by shooters and multiple players that can create. Kemba can create for himself. We've seen this Like we've seen this for a while now from the Hornets when he was an All-Star, when he didn't have too much playoff appearances on the Hornets. I think he might have had one. I don't remember if he even had any. And then actually no, they had a few, but it wasn't that good. Just to make sure I'm gonna search it up, but um yeah, he didn't really have too much. And then you look at someone like like Fournier, and we've seen him, even though he was in a bad team on the Magic, he really knew how to create his shot. He averaged like 18 points, something like that when he was on the Magic, on pretty decent efficiency. And then he gets traded to the Celtics in the deadline last year, and he still shoots really well. Like he shoots at a really high clip, and he actually played good for his role. Um, I heard some complaints about his locker room, like the way he acts in the locker room. I'm pretty sure that might be false, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen. The Knicks, I don't think it will. I'm not too worried about that aspect. Um, let me see. Yeah. Um, let's see. DSJ says, I think Randall's numbers take a bit of dip points wise, and maybe doesn't get 5 assists, but maybe his efficiency rises. Um, I'm definitely looking into Randall increasing his efficiency. Like the thing is, like he shot really well from like how much did he shoot? I think he shot like 47 to 46% from the field, and that's actually really good as it is. Like people don't usually shoot that high percentage when you're taking these crazy shots. Actually, he shot 45.6%, but I say it goes like to 47%. I could see it going up like that. Because we gotta understand that Randall takes a lot of contested shots. I'm pretty sure he was top 5 in the league in contested shots taken, and I think that's why his numbers drop off. Like I think generally he's a tough shot maker for what it is, and but next season he has to understand that when he gets those wide open looks, it's a lot better than taking those contested shots. Like you don't gotta worry about it as much. That's why I really like the way our team is constructed right now. You can go to our bench, and we have IQ, who is he has the green light, but he's actually a good shooter. We have Obi, who when I get to it a little later, Obi, I think he's gonna take a little leap. Not nothing crazy, but he's definitely an important factor for our bench in order to help us keep up in these games. And then you got someone like Grimes, who could definitely get put into the game. And I think if he plays, he's gonna shoot a decent efficiency, but he's gonna knock down those threes once in a while, and he's gonna play defense. We still got Alec Burks. We know how Alec Burks was in the fourth quarter last season. I don't know how much Alec Burks is gonna be playing in the fourth quarters this season. I hope that Tibbs doesn't really go to like, if you're on fire, I'm gonna keep you in the game. If you're not, I'm gonna take you out of it. I hope he stays consistent who he has in the lineup. I hope that he doesn't just like take people out like just because they're playing bad in a particular time. But if someone is really going off, like I guess like someone on the bench is really on fire, like he could do it. But I'd rather him stay with the same lineup and be consistent. And let's see. This is something I wanted to ask. Let me pull it up. This is a question I wanted to ask and post to anyone in the chat. Let's see. How do you guys think that this new lineup we built, inserting Kemba and inserting Fournier, will affect RJ's development? Because I feel like that's one question that's definitely important right now in our current situation. I think that in the beginning I kind of was upset about it. I was like, RJ's not gonna get as many looks. He's gonna be kind of left off as a corner shooter again. But I'm thinking that Tibbs doesn't really do that to him, because I kind of want him to do what I'm not gonna say like exactly what he did with Jimmy Butler, but I want him to take RJ under his wing. And we've seen it in certain moments, like he has a lot of love for RJ, but I really want him to. That's funny, CP the what's good, CP the artist, but I really want him to take that next step, and everyone does. His contract extension is gonna come up in the end of this season, so I definitely think that we should have him play a little more on the ball. Let him make some passes, let him create some shots, and continue that on. Other people. CP the artist is funny. Nah, yeah, and just continue getting better because I think that Kemba is definitely going to be able to find RJ a lot more when he's open. That threat from the 3 point line, especially, is definitely going to get RJ a lot more open baskets. In the lane, like RJ shot extremely horrible at the rim, not at the rim, but like with his layups, he shot extremely horrible, like the worst in the league from that spot. And that definitely is going to get better this year. I'm not really too worried about it. He was kind of injured for half the season last year. He shot historically bad. You have a lot more playmaking that could happen on the team. So I think that he's going to get a lot more open looks at the rim. His percentage is going to go from that. Just from that, it's going to go up. I think his IQ and his handle is going to get better. I already see his jump shot. His like I don't know if you guys saw the Drew Hanlon runs, but his wrist and his jump shot in general is looking a lot more clean and smooth. He's looking a lot more comfortable off the dribble. Um, Stephen Fox says RJ and Randall's games will be impacted by Kemba's and Fournier's touches, but they'll be a better team for it if they listen to tips and shoot the best available shot. I think you hit it right on the nail. Like there's no way this team should get worse. Just in general, like it should not get worse. This is a better team than it was last year. Obviously the protocols and all that stuff, it's not gonna be the same as last year. A lot less people are hopefully gonna be injured, league wise, because we don't want to see anyone injured like that. Hopefully, a lot less people are gonna be injured, and then a lot of teams are gonna be very random. Like people look at our team last year, we didn't have the best of the teams, but we still got the fourth seed. The fourth, fifth, and sixth, we were basically tied. We had the same amount of wins, maybe a 1 win difference, but I don't think that gives us a lock to be the fourth this season. Um, just like CB the artist said, I think the chemistry is going to be very interesting. Like if we're looking forward and we go all the way to the playoffs with matchups that you think we're going to have, it all goes down to the chemistry. We don't know how the chemistry is going to look like. I'm actually very hopeful. I don't think there should be a way that it really goes bad unless someone has an attitude of no, you can't come into this team and just take over, or no, I'm gonna take my shots. I don't care what you say. Like we can't have that happen at all. We need a good balanced shots. Like you can't just force shots up if you want to. Like we're not gonna. I pray. I pray we don't see Randall taking the ball up as much at all because that's not his job anymore. He shouldn't be looking into that. Uh, Cully says it's good for RJ to play alongside two guards, so he'll be all right. But this may be the year for him to make a leap. I really think so too. I think this is the year he has to take a leap. Um, like it also depends on the touches he gets because he hasn't really ever taken too many touches. Like in his rookie year, I think he took like 13 and a half shots, and then in his last season he took like 14 and a half. I see it staying around there. I don't see him getting too many shots, including that. Let's see. Stephen Fox says RJ will go to the next level this year. He's thirsty and had a smile on his face playing with Beal and Tatum. Others, confidence is everything, just astronauts. Yes, this is definitely a fact. Um, Archie, like, it's crazy. Like, I know these are just runs, but you see a little bit of things from offensively. offensive wise, from the runs, and the way that RJ was pulling up, like he was going into his three, was very nice. He looked very comfortable doing so, and like if you look at it, most of the highlights were RJ. RJ was making a lot of threes, made one nice pass, a few dunks, layups with a layup with a right hand, a pump fake mid range. He definitely looked like he was confident out there, and I don't think confidence was ever a problem for RJ. I don't think RJ has a confidence problem at all. Um, like with anything, like when you put anything into account, I don't think he has a problem with that in general. But yeah, Knox, like I get mad about Knox because I was hoping that Knox would be our two, and then Knox would be our no RJ would be our two, and Knox would be our three. I was hoping that would be our future 2 and 3 guard, and Knox just didn't come into play. I really had high hopes for him. I didn't want to draft him. I looked more into Michael Porter Jr., but we all know he has back issues, and I can't be too mad about them passing up on him. But Knox, like I really don't know what's left for Knox on this team. They might as well just trade him off at this point if they're not gonna let him play at all, because I don't know what you guys think in the chat, but who do you think is higher up in the lineup? Do you think it's Grimes or do you think it's Knox? Because they play the same position basically, but Tibbs is more familiar, obviously, with Knox because he had one more year and he sees the way he practices. I really don't know how Knox gets into this lineup like at all. It's just not a good spot for him. Yo, he looks a lot more smooth. Like he looks a lot more comfortable too. I love seeing it. I wouldn't say he had more bounce because like he shows off his bounce and that, but I think RJ is a sneaky athletic guy. He doesn't use his athleticism all the time. He uses it whenever he really wants to, but this upcoming season I think he's gonna show it out and showcase it more. Salute Kendall Rivera. What's up? He says all RJ needs is a handle. Look at Beal. He did not have a handle his first few years, and now look. You see, I think a lot of people agree with the point you just made. If like you could already see it, I don't know who watched the Canada game, but probably a good amount of people that are here watched the Canada game. But during the Canada game, RJ looked a little more built, and it looked like they were kind of preparing him to be a three. And his handle looked a little bit tighter there. He usually was a little lackadaisical during the games. He had like high dribbles, but during the game he had a well balanced dribble. And then you look at the runs, you don't see too much dribbling, but you could see a decent amount, and it looks a little compacted. Doesn't look sloppy. It looks cleaner. RJ, if he gets a really good handle, he's gonna be a really good player. I have no doubt against RJ being a really good player in this league. Like I'm gonna be honest, I have high hopes for RJ, high expectations, and I'm not gonna back away from that. Steven Fox says Grimes is too small for threes. He's better at shooting guard. Knox has the size and length of a prototypical 3D. See, I have the same mindset into that. Like the only reason like I have to say Grimes into that three is because like Alec Burks can kind of play both. And I don't think he's gonna take Alec Burks' spot. So if Knox can somehow get into that, because that is like the perfect role. We need a three. We need like a 6'9" three. Like I think RJ grew he's like 6'8", but he's gonna be a starter. And if Knox can come off the bench somehow, or if he can somehow turn into something, like I hoped he was a role player at least. Like we will be at a like our young players will be at a good spot. JD Sports Talk, what's good? What's good? Salute. He says, congratulations on your inaugural video. You have tons of potential. Always think about the viewer. Always think about the viewer when your game plan, future content, shows, and presentation. Good luck, expectations for RJ. I appreciate it. Shout out to JD Sports Talk. He has a YouTube too, YouTube channel. JD Sports Talk. He uploads videos every few days, I would say, or like every week. Like I watched the draft one he did with Stephen Fox. They did a really good draft, mock draft, and he's made videos about how the lineups are going to be connected together and our offseason pickups. So definitely check that out. I appreciate it. If you guys haven't liked the show yet, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Show support for your boy. And Steve, oh yeah, yeah, that was bad. Scotty Barnes did give Grimes issues, and yeah, I mean, if you're giving someone issues though, like, and you're a top 4 pick, and you have a lot of defensive potential, that was bad because I'm pretty sure we played the Raptors our first game. Barnes had like 21, like 10, and like 5, and he was locking Grimes down. Like Grimes could not get to his spots. That kind of does show that he can't be anything more than a 2. Because some people were saying, "Oh, like Grimes is a ball handler. He used to play PG, but there's a reason he left. He left his old school to go to Houston." I really like salute him for that, for being able to change into a shooting guard because he wasn't going to get drafted. He was supposed to be in RJ's draft class, I'm pretty sure, in that 2019 draft. And then he didn't get drafted. He withdrew out of it, or he didn't get drafted. And then he changed to another school and waited an extra year to be in the 2021 draft. Kendall Rivera says, "Congrats, bro. Show love, and I added you a PSN the other day. I just saw the request. But salute. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got you added." JD Sports Talk. I think RJ averages at least 20 points. Like the conversation I hear is that RJ can't average, like RJ's numbers are gonna go down, or he can't average 20 points because of Kemba and Fournier. But look at the Celtics. The Celtics had 2 All-Stars. They had Jaylen Brown, who averaged 25 points, and then Jason Tatum, who averaged 27, while Kemba was still averaging 19 and Fournier was averaging 15 or 14. So I definitely think it's 100% possible. I think RJ is going to average 20. Like, I'll give you my prediction for his stat line. I think potentially the best stat line for him next season for me is 20 points, 6 rebounds, which isn't even that crazy of an increase from last year, but 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 to 5 assists. That's what I would love him to be next season. And I think his field goal percentage is going to go up from 44 to like 46. And his 3, which I know he is going to do next season, I know he's going to shoot off the dribble and show his shot creation. I'm fine with him shooting like 36, 37% at least from the 3, because we all know this. Look at Luka, look at Devin Booker, look at Trae Young, look at all these young guys that shoot off the dribble 3s. They shoot like 35, 34, 36% from the 3. So if RJ can give me at least 37, I'll be happy with that. And I think his free throw is going to be like a 78. I see him getting better 100%. Jermaine Royster, what's good? Salute. He said, "Peace, was good. Just hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you. Salute to you 100%. I appreciate you guys for 21 likes. Shout out to you guys 100%. Kendall Rivera, I would love that. Like, this isn't even a crazy number to say. I think this is definitely realistic because his finishing just needs to get better for that to happen. Like, it just has to get better. His 3, I don't think his 3 is going to drop off like crazy at all. I think he's going to continue being a good 3-point shooter. And I think we're going to be able to rely on him at the end of the game soon. So I'll say, yeah, I'm fine with 21, 7, and 4. I'll be really happy with that. Stephen Fox says, "If RJ can finish better, 20 points per game is definitely attainable 100%. Like, I'm really heavy on this whole like statement right here. RJ can easily average 20 if his finishing got better. And we all seen RJ is not bad at getting it to the rim. Like, he's actually pretty good at getting it to the rim. He just has trouble finishing. It has to do just with the angles he was taking, acceleration, deceleration. his injury also in the second half of the season was a problem for him. I'm not gonna put too much blame into it, but that was definitely a problem. Like you could see he was really uncomfortable at certain moments and just the minutes he was playing. So I see it getting better. Will Beg, salute, salute. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Um, Jermaine Royster says, here's the real question. Do you think RJ's touches will diminish a bit because of Fournier and Kemba? Personally, I don't see it dropping off. I see it staying. Like, if it drops off, it might be by one shot, but I generally think RJ is going to stay at about the same. Maybe one more shot. Like, I would hope he hits one more shot or shoot one more shot because he's only shooting like 14 and a half. I still hope for him to be our second option. I think he will be. So I hope like 16 shots, 15 shots. That's where I'm looking at right now. Oh, I didn't see that. Agree. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate it. Shout out to you guys. This is, I guess, our first milestone on the channel. Oh, I appreciate you guys for 100 subs. I mean, I had 66 before this because I used to game on this, whatever. But I appreciate you guys for helping me hit 100. The next one I'm gonna look for is 200, obviously, or like 250 around with that. So I definitely appreciate you guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, if you haven't liked, make sure to do so. If you haven't heard in the beginning, I'm gonna be doing this 4 times at least a week, 3 to 4 times at least, 5 probably like 4 to 5:30 depending on the day, because I have school too at the same time. So I definitely appreciate you guys for watching me right now. Mazel tov, mazel tov, yeah. Let's see. Kendall Rivera says this year RJ works on handles and shooting off the dribble, and after that, working on footwork, especially in the post, because he's a big guard who can post smaller players when switched on. I agree. I think this is all RJ has been working on this offseason. Like Drew Hanlon said, we're gonna work on a little bit of acceleration, the acceleration, but the main thing he wanted to work on with RJ this season is shot creation and shooting off the dribble. And that's really something that I'm seeing right now that he has worked on. Like, I know people are like kind of iffy about it, but if you watched RJ in high school, if you watched him in college, he was really good at that mid-range area. RJ has pretty much always been a really good mid-range shooter, and he could shot create off of it pretty well, especially in college. Like, he shot really well from the mid-range, and he would do step backs, side steps. Like, it's nothing new. It's just the play style has been different for him since he joined the Knicks and what he's asked to do right now. So I'm not too worried about it. I think this step right now, like, he has to finish better. I think that's gonna come this year. His shot creation is gonna get better. Like, he's actually gonna go for those shots. He's not gonna be too worried about going for it because they have a lot of threats now. They have a lot of threats on the team. Josh says if RJ averages, I dropped the StreamYard below if you want to join up to whoever. If RJ averages 23 points per game, the Knicks will be a top 3 seed. You can book that. Okay. That's an interesting take. It's kind of a hot take, but you see, I don't think they're gonna be a top. Like, if RJ averages 23, that would be crazy though. Top 3 seed. You see, like we're gonna transition to this area right now. About the seeding you think we're gonna be. Give me a second. See, this is the next topic we're gonna go into. So I'm gonna put this up right now. It's gonna be all right. My bad. All right, let me add this real quick. This is our next topic. I wanted to talk about this too. Josh brought this up just now. He says if RJ averages 23 points, I think we'll be a 3 seed. I definitely think the number 1 and 2 seed are going to be either the Bucks or the Nets, whatever order you wanted at. I think that's a guaranteed 1 and 2. Um, the Heat, I think are going to be the 3rd or 4th seed, in my opinion. I think Philly might drop off. I'm a little confused about Philly. They have a pretty injury prone team, and they have a really confusing team right now. Like they have chemistry problems, they have problems within their organization. So it's like we don't really know where they're gonna be at. So I can see where you're going. I think the highest will be this season, no matter what, is gonna be that 4th seed. I'm looking right now the 5th and 6th. That's the place I think we're gonna be at. Realistically, yeah. Just as realistically the 5th seed, and I completely agree with that. Miami, I think is either gonna be the 3rd and 4th. Like I know people like the Hawks were good last year, but I'm gonna be honest. I think they could definitely drop off in the playoff race. Like I think they'll still be in the playoffs, but I think they could be a little behind, like in that 6 or 5 also. I don't think they're gonna be a 4th or 3rd seed. Like that's crazy to me. I don't think so at all. Uh see. Says you already subscribed. I appreciate you. Make sure to share it if you would like to show a little bit more exposure. D Cullish, salute my guy. D Cullish. Always say D Cullish for some reason. Salute, I appreciate you for joining up. Shout out to you. Yeah. Oh, see, Josh, if RJ got more touches, I definitely see him putting up 23. But I just don't see it happen. I think he'll average 20 to 21. Like that's what I'm looking at. 23 would be crazy though. Like my goal for him before the season started and before like he was drafted was All-Star year 3. So if he somehow becomes an All-Star this season, like I just at least want him to be in the conversation. That's what I want him to be at. Because that's just big in general for me. Uh Boston, when it comes to Boston, you see, it's so weird. Boston is still gonna be a good team. I feel like people are forgetting. I don't think they're gonna be a top 6 seed. I think they're gonna be a 7 or 8 like last season though. I don't think they're gonna miss the playoffs, but they're definitely gonna be 7 or 8 seed. Cause if you look at it, the Bucks are 1, for example, the Nets are 2. I'll say the Heat are 3. Philly is 4. I'll say we are 5. The Hawks are 6. And then like those are 6 teams I would say are ahead of them in my opinion. If they magically go ahead of one of those teams, I'll be really surprised. But I really like truly don't see that happening at all. I would be really shocked and surprised if that happened. Let me know in the chat what you guys think we're gonna be. What position and what seed. Let's see. Says another thing that I kind of want to talk about seeding wise. I feel like a lot of people forget about the Pacers and like the Raptors. It's like a lot. It's not like how the East used to be. The East has a lot of talent right now, and I feel like people fail to realize the Raptors have a pretty deep team. If you look at it, they got Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby. They have Chris Boucher, who was just in a race for most improved before Randall and Jeremy Grant and stuff, where he was on the pace for it. They still got Pascal. They got the 4th pick this year, who they got Scotty Barnes, which is insane. They still have pretty good talent. And then you look at the Pacers. The Pacers are a really stacked team. They just got Isaiah Jackson and Duarte. They have a pretty stacked team. And I think that them, like those teams, and then the Hornets are stacked, but they have young talent. So it's going to be tough for them to really get to in the playoffs again. So I'm going to say from the 7th to 12th seed, the Celtics, the Bulls, who the Bulls obviously got better. I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow have a better record than us. It depends because we never know how they'll fit. A lot of people have their questions about the Bulls, but I think the Bulls are going to be pretty decent. I think they'll be a 7th or 8th seed too. I could see the Celtics being 7 and then the Bulls being 8. That's how I would probably see it going. And you got the Hornets, the Raptors, the Pacers. Who else? The Celtics, the Wizards. You got all those teams from 7 to 12. It's gonna be really random. Like we really don't know how it's gonna be. So I definitely think that's gonna be an interesting thing to see next season. It's gonna be a dogfight. It's really gonna be a dogfight. Kendall Rivera said 4 to 5. I see this. Yeah, like I said before, I think the max seed we're gonna be is the 4th seed. Um, the 5th seed I think is definitely possible though. The fifth, 6th is the best opportunity I think we're at. D. Cullis said 5th to 6th seed, but if Rose and Kemba play most of the regular season, easily 3rd to 4th. Okay, that if they do play most of the games, which I definitely don't think in general they should. 4th seed is definitely. I just don't see, to be honest, the 3rd seed. Like that's not in my sight. I'm not really looking at the 3rd seed, but that 5 to 6 is really where I'm sitting at. Justin L, what's good? Salute. It's my guy Justin L. Shout out to Justin L. He says, sorry I'm late to the party. It's good. Don't worry. Been here for an hour, but it's good. Don't worry. He says, congrats on the channel, bro. Wishing you all the success. I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't seen Justin L in the chat, really cool guy. Pretty new to the internet, I think he said, but he's really educated on basketball and Knicks stuff. So shout out to you. And then we got Lawrence Marbury. Salute, young blood. Congrats. Appreciate it. Make sure to check out the For the Love of the Game. They just started a new channel. It's a good channel. I've been watching it. They go on. I don't know exactly what day they go on. I think they were on like a day or two ago. They go on around like 8 p.m., 8 Eastern, around that time. So if you guys have free time, you're not doing anything, make sure to check them out 100%. Talk about basketball, like worldwide sports, anything you're interested in. You should definitely check that out. Okay, let's see next. So what do you guys in the chat think would be a matchup we'll see in the playoffs next season? Because this is the thing I was questioning. If we are gonna be in the playoff race, which I think, like, I'm gonna be honest, there's definitely no way we miss the playoffs this season. Like, people are counting us out on Twitter. Like, I think the lowest seed we could ever be at, like next season, is 8 or 9. Like, there's no way we're out of the season at all, like out of the playoffs. But I think we could definitely see the Hawks in a matchup again. The NBA is pushing for the Hawks and Knicks rivalry. Like, yeah, Kendall Rivera said it right when I said it. Yeah, like, bro, they're really pushing for the Knicks versus Hawks rivalry. We don't need the rivalry. We're gonna be relevant either way. If we lost or won the series, we'll be relevant. If the Hawks lost, nobody would care. And that's just me being honest. That's not me even throwing any shade to them. That's just being honest. But if we play the Hawks again, and this depends on chemistry. It really depends on chemistry. If we have good chemistry, we have a really good chance of beating them. We picked 2 holes in our starting lineup. We had a person who can't even play for us at all in the playoffs. We had to sit him out after 2 games. And then you look at Bullock. Bullock was traveling on fast breaks. Like, the fast breaks are so bad last year. Like, there's like, our pace is still gonna be kind of similar, I would say, but people are definitely gonna be a lot more high IQ than what we had last year. Let's see. Yeah, like the Big Al said, he said Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 to 8:30. Make sure to check that out. Him and Project Nerd HQ. Make sure to check that out. Exactly what I said. I think we might see them, and I do think that if we play them, I actually think, like, I know last year I said 6 or 7 games, and I think this year would actually be 6 or 7 games. But I think we'll win. I don't think the Hawks beat us this year if we play them. They didn't really get much better. They added 2 rookies. Jalen Johnson is pretty good. He just has an attitude problem, but I don't think they're gonna have to worry about it too much. And then they got Sharif Cooper at 48, who I didn't want for the Knicks, but I like him as a player. He just has small things he has to work at. Like, he telegraphs passes a lot, has a lot of turnovers, and his shooting looked better in the summer league, but he definitely got to get better at that too in the league, in order for him to be used as a good backup for Trey. Let's see. Yeah, shout out, salute. Okay, what's good to Guillermo? Salute, Legion of Knicks podcast. He says the Hornets healthy. Um, Hawks can be a team we see in the playoffs. I agree. I feel like we all think that we could actually play them again this year. RJ and Randall looking more good and more focused. Add that same energy, IQ, and OB to it with a sprinkle of Grimes and McRib. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, I see. I definitely see where you're going at. I think Randall has been locked in, like, since that last season, that he had that, like, he had good stats with us in 2019, but none of us really liked him. We didn't want him back. So you look at that, he's taking 1,000 shots per game per day. You know he's getting better. We see RJ, like, you don't even have to question both of theirs integrity to the game and to themselves. They're always working hard every single day, and you could see it. You could really see it. Like, Randall improved so much last season. I didn't expect it. I'll say less than 1% of the fans expected it to happen. The only one I could say that I know that also was Raphael. Raphael definitely knew that. Some of you would know him as the God of Moses Elijah, but he changed his name. But yeah, he was definitely one that was going for it. And RJ's always locked in. Look at him in these runs. He's looking nice. Played for Team Canada. He was really looking better. And then IQ and OB. So we could transition now um a little bit. I mean, we could still talk about it, but okay. So let's see. This is gonna be our next question up on the screen. Oh wait, never mind. My bad. So this will be our next question. How will our young guys develop? Um, I'll still look into what you guys are saying right now, depending on, yeah, Sharif Cooper is gonna be interesting. I think he's gonna be a little project, but him and Trey, I would, like, I don't know. They have kind of similar games, I would say, passing wise. Sharif Cooper got a lot of potential passing. He just has to learn how to not telegraph his passes, and if he wants to get a lot of time, he needs to 100% learn how to shoot. These has gotten better, so the Knicks between fifth, sixth, or seventh. 100% agree. All right, so Josh says, I'm not sold on us beating the Hawks. We don't have any lockdown defender that can defend Trey. A lot of people are kind of pushing McBride into this situation right here in this category. He should not be, like, I hope that if we play the Hawks, I hope McBride will be able to play like 10 to 15 minutes. Kind of what everyone wanted to do with Frank, because I wanted to see Frank a little on him. Pause, but I wanted to see him on him, and I hope we get McBride on him in certain situations of the game. Give him like 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see what he does. It all depends on if he played during the season, because we all know Tibbs is not just going to let you play if you haven't been in the rotation before. So I'm hoping that McBride, without injury, somehow finds minutes to get on the court, and then we have him to be a semi, like, defender for him, but I do agree in the sense we don't have someone that could guard Trey Young, but we just gotta do anything to make it more difficult for him. We gotta play high up on those picks, and you have to do it before the actual pick and roll begins. We have to play high up on it, and then I think we will definitely be better at defending him. But that's where picking up Fournier and Kemba come in. Let's say everyone is healthy, our team can definitely now match up, and we don't have to worry about Randall being the only guy that can facilitate and the only guy that can score. Like they're not going to be triple teaming Randall, having Capella in the paint, and then having Boyan and Bogdan, and having John Collins double team him up high, and Capella if he tries to go into the paint, because that was just horrible. That was just horrible. Yeah, Bullock and Frank are gone. I heard something about Bullock throwing shade at the Knicks. I don't know if that's true, but I have to watch that later. Shout out Knicks G. He sent me a video about it. I gotta check that out later. Um, yeah. It was interesting. I saw DSJ got invited to the training camp with the Blazers. I'm happy for him. I like DSJ. He had a really tough year when he came to us, like with the passing and his injuries. So I definitely hope he can pick it up. Guillermo says 76ers, depending on what happens with Simmons, can be Eastern Conference shifter if they can bring in even McCollum for Simmons. That's like exactly what I mean. You're gonna have. Let me drop this if you want to join it, Guillermo or someone. But if you do have the Sixers trade away Simmons, just like he said, it's gonna be a shifter. I think the Sixers in the East right now are going to decide how the whole seeding is gonna look like. Because if they have Simmons, they could still drop off a little, but they're gonna have problems with their chemistry because it's just awkward at that point that he doesn't want to be with the team, but the team is still gonna keep him at the same time. I don't think that's a good look, and I don't think that's what he wants to happen. So I see them being a fourth seed or a fifth seed. I don't see a third seed. I don't see them being a 1 through 3. I'll say a fourth seed or a third seed, actually. Yo, that I'm gonna be honest. I feel bad for Cooper because as much as I didn't want him for the Knicks, I like him as an individual player and his potential for another team. Like McBride literally killed him, bro. It was sad. Like the worst part about it is that he went to the bench and they showed a shot and he was like rubbing his stomach and they're like, oh, his stomach hurts or something. And he left the game, and then they cut off the part and McBride just dunks on him from a standing verb, which is just insane. Like, yo, McBride was shutting him down bad. It was bad. I don't know why Knicks fans think we can just throw a rookie into the fire against Trey Young, like Trey's trash or something. Yup, 100%. I've heard people saying, now I'm not even gonna say Luka Vildoza. I'm not even thinking about Luka Vildoza. That would just be disrespectful. But Miles McBride can't just be thrown into the fire like that. As good of a defender that McBride is looking like, and he's been in college and he's been in the summer league, the NBA is completely different. Trey Young is not no scrub. Trey Young is not no rookie. He's going to his 4th year, and he's an all-star. He's an all-star player, even though he didn't make it last year because during the all-star break, during that time, he wasn't really playing his best basketball, and his coach was trash. But McBride is not stopping him. There's no true stopper for Trey Young. You just have to make him annoyed and uncomfortable. So I don't know who that guy is going to be, but rather than just Trey Young like scoring like whatever he scores, but we can't allow them to shoot as we can't. Nah, Guillermo's funny. We can't let them score as much as we did last time. The role players. Bogdan was going insane against us. Porter went off a few games. Capella didn't do as crazy against us, but he got a lot of lobs from Trey and a lot of good passes, but he didn't really post up as much as I expected him to. We can't let them go off against us again, bro. It's just not shouldn't happen again. Shouldn't. Salute Ethan. My young guy Ethan, what's good, bro? Salute. Let me know if you need the link to join up in the chat. He said the Blazers will have nothing else to give up for Simmons, and it probably won't be a 1-for-1 swap. There's no way, like, even if it was like fair, if Simmons and McCollum were on the same level, the Sixers is just weird. Daryl Morey is weird. They think that Simmons is worth 8 first-round picks and then like 3 good young players. So I really don't know how they're gonna get a trade down. That, like, the Simmons thing is interesting. I know, like, it's not that he's underrated, but a lot of people are throwing shade at Simmons, which is deservedly for the way he performed, because, like, bro, it's kind of sad, because if Simmons would to be in his full potential, if he was more aggressive, if he looked to actually shoot when he was wide open, he will be so much of a good asset and player in general. He should be, like, I know that the good thing about Simmons is that he's always an all NBA defender, no doubt about it. He's an elite passer, but he doesn't have, like, he has, like, his IQ isn't the worst either. Like, he has pretty good IQ, but like the worst thing is his offense. Like, you can't be a 6'10" point guard and not overpower your height against smaller opponents. He should be, in a sense, kind of like Giannis. He needs to be able to just drive and dunk on people. Like, you can't be scared to dunk on people. He literally dropped 40 on Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert was the defensive player of the year the prior year. No, not the prior year. The year before, back-to-back, he was, because the year before was Giannis. But Simmons, if he just knew his potential, which I do think he is going to know this season, because honestly, I think that – oh, wait, let me – What's good? What's good?
What up, bro?
What's good, Cully? How you doing?
Good, man. Good, man. Congrats on congrats on your debut, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no doubt, brother.
Yeah, let me just continue this real quick. But yeah, Simmons. I think next year, like, I know, like, we sent tape of him, like, in his summer league, when Simmons was in the summer league, he was shooting mid ranges. In high school, he was shooting a decent amount. I wouldn't say a lot, but I truly think Simmons is going to be crazy good. Like, I wouldn't say crazy good, but I think he's going to shoot this year. And that's definitely going to help him with his confidence and his mental. Because I know Guillermo's been saying this. He needs, like, a mental coach. And he definitely does need a mental coach, because you can't be scared to shoot in a real NBA game. That's what you get paid $30 million to do. You got to do – if it's open, you got to shoot it. You can't be a point guard and not shoot it. And I think that's a good point. How do you feel about it? Cully.
About what's the question about Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
Well, as far as like this season?
Yeah, and like the season coming up and how people are looking at him right now.
Like his new approach, like, well, for one, like he as you can see, it's like obvious, like he feels disrespected. You know what I mean? Like he kind of got like, he got outed by his like, his by Embiid and Doc Rivers and like the city of Philly. So it's like. I mean, I agree with that last part. Like, you can't be a point guard. I'm saying, like, you can't be a point guard and, like, one of your, like, weaknesses is shooting. Like, you have to be able to shoot, like, no matter what. I mean, yeah, he's a good playmaker, elite defender, lengthy, 6'9", 6'10", however tall he is, athletic. But it's like, yeah, I mean, like you have to be able to shoot. The NBA is about spacing, and it's like the court's like the court gets smaller in the playoffs. Like he'll be good for a team, but he won't be as effective as he could be because he can't shoot. So it's like that's why. So it's like, yeah, $30 million. Come on, you get paid $30 million. You got to develop a jump shot. Yeah, I think this year he'll be more confident to let it go. I got a feeling he will.
I agree. I really think he is, and just like you're saying about the spacing, especially in the playoffs, your best player is Embiid, and Embiid plays in the post. And when you have someone like Simmons, who people give him all the space in the world at the 3-point line, like, you need to shoot. You really need to shoot, because you're making it harder for Embiid to actually play in the post as much as he can and make it easier, because your defender is drawn out into him. You really got to be able to add that into your game, and I definitely think he will.
And
salute to Ethan, by the way.
Yeah. Salute, Ethan. And one thing I just want to throw in there too, like that play, like it's one thing like where he's like, he's not effective. His shooting is like bad, but it's like, that play where he had where he had the guy in the post and then he spun on him and he passed
Trae
the ball
Young and
with
Bogdanovich.
yeah,
Yeah.
when he passed the ball, when Trae Young came over to help, it's like, yo, you can't you can't do things like that. Like it's bad enough you can't shoot. So it's like for you to pass up out of it, like that just makes him look completely horrible. It's like now you just look like you just have no confidence in yourself. Like that's
Yeah.
just horrible. Like that's unacceptable from Ben Simmons. I'm sorry.
I agree. 100%. And Ethan, you could just go off of your point that you were saying about the trade if you want to.
Like Ben Simmons trades are gonna be like really interesting because I don't even know like what the right fit would be, because Philly wouldn't take a swap of McCollum for Simmons because that would just be they'll be trading for a 30-year-old small two guard with back issues. So like you don't trade Ben Simmons for that. If you trade him for Philadelphia, if you trade him to Sacramento, he's probably gonna thrive in Sacramento with the high pace, and he just loves to run out in transition. And plus, if you put Fox on that team, they'll be good. But Fox's game, like Fox's numbers will likely drop in the playoff time because of slower pace, and he'll have to be working in a half court setting with a beat in the post. So it's gonna be interesting. But I would do that trade if I was Philly. Fox, or if like you can get more than Fox and like say whatever that like Bagley for Simmons, I would do it just because I think that Fox will work on his game more than Simmons would. Simmons hasn't made any improvements, and we've seen a steady improvement from Fox every single year.
So I want to ask you guys this question because I know my answer to this question. If you're Sacramento, are you trading Fox for Ben Simmons? Because in my opinion, I'm not doing that.
I'm not, but like apparently the league loves Ben Simmons. So
It's funny because they're kind of like similar. Like one is just shorter than the other. Like both lefties. I don't know. Like Fox not the best shooter either. You know what I mean? I will say though he does get out and push the pace. I will say that as a point guard.
He could shoot the mid range too. He's a clutch shooter.
He's got a good mid range. Yeah, his shot. But I will say though his shot has kind of got better from when he like was first like drafted up until now. His shot has like got improved. So if I'm Philly, I would want a De'Aaron Fox over a Simmons. That's just me. But then again, you lose the perimeter defense though. You can't forget that too. You lose that.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's not that Ben Simmons doesn't work with Philly. Like, I see Josh is saying shooting ain't everything. I'm not saying it's everything, but when you're playing with someone like Embiid, you're the point guard, you're the main facilitator. You have to at least attempt a shot. You have to make your guy want to come up towards you and actually defend you. You can't have him be in the lower post where Embiid is supposed to work and get his points through that. You can't have that. Like, I actually like Simmons. I'm not a hater of Simmons. I like him, but I know you're saying Giannis, but him and Giannis are two completely different players.
Plus the circumstances are different.
Yeah, and circumstances are different. And the team built around them is different. It's just sad to me about how he played last season. I was really disappointed in the playoffs.
I like Simmons too. It's the fit. It's just the fit just not there right now, yo. The fit's not there for Philly.
Yeah, and if he was somehow on the the Kings are still weird to me. I wouldn't trade Fox for him. Like if I'm Sacramento, I'm not trading Fox for Simmons. Like the best team to trade for him is probably the Timberwolves, in my opinion. I don't know if they're in the race or not, but I think that would be the best place to get him at. You got D'Lo already, who's nice. Anthony Edwards, Cat, Jaden McDaniels. You got Malik Beasley. They're I don't know what trade package.
I feel like if you want to do a trade just to go out and win, if you're Philadelphia, it would probably be a D'Lo trade. But Minnesota doesn't want to trade D'Lo. It'll be a trade of like Simmons for D'Lo, Malik Beasley, McDaniels, and like a couple of firsts and a couple of pick swaps, because you get two snipers, you get a young wing who you could develop, and then like imagine Embiid with the spacing of Seth Curry, Danny Green, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Tobias Harris.
Yeah, that would be insane.
And then you go rotate them in and out, and then like you're not losing a lot of perimeter.
And you still got Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
And Tobias
you just
Harris
probably
actually
lose a lot in transition.
Contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree. They lose their facilitator, like their elite facilitator, but D'Lo isn't no slouch on playmaking.
And plus, like you can have with a big like Embiid, you don't even need a facilitator because you just need to dump it down to him, and when they double, he just throws it out.
Yeah,
like,
you just need
like they did with Dwight, and then they surrounded him with shooters like JJ Redick.
Yeah, the only thing, like with D'Lo on the Sixers, that will provide. Like it's not just playmaking. Like D'Lo can give you scoring too, so that's good too. He can shoot. He can let it fly.
Bro, D'Lo went to the playoffs once, and he played really well. Like, it's a shame he hasn't gone back.
He'll actually get double teamed.
Yeah, he did play well. D'Lo needs to be on a contender, man, just so I can see how he would do. But no, if I'm the Kings, I'm not gonna lie though. My fault. If I'm the Kings, who? Oh,
Juju.
Yeah, salute, Juju. Salute everybody in the chat. I forgot to say salute to the chat, but if I'm the Kings though, I would want Ben Simmons because you give up Fox, you give up facilitator back, but I don't know because I feel like Simmons probably would elevate the Kings. Well, to an extent, I think he'd elevate them somewhat. He'd give them perimeter scoring. Plus, they got who would also be included in the trade? Because you got Davion Mitchell, you got Halliburton, you got Harrison Barnes. They got a nice little squad. You throw Ben Simmons in the mix.
To match the contracts, they would probably have to put Buddy Hield in there if they're not taking Fox because
it will probably be a Fox. It'll be Fox and Bagley, and picks.
Oh man, Bagley next to Embiid will be deadly. Can't lie.
Bagley can't stay healthy.
Bagley just like he kind of has the same problem. Healthy. Like Embiid had a lot of problem with his health in the beginning of his career, and that's kind of what Bagley's going through right now. I think Bagley would be pretty dominant in the paint, like not crazy dominant, but that's something that he was in Duke, and it just didn't translate so far. But I think he needs to change his team. Like his dad's been complaining, he's been complaining like he doesn't like the Kings. And me, if I'm an owner, like Ben Simmons hasn't communicated with me since the season ended. I'm not bringing him back to the team. It just makes no sense. How are you going to bring someone that doesn't want to be here and hasn't communicated with their own team for how long has it been? Like two months almost, I think, something like that. Almost been like 2-3 months since the season has ended. Like you got to trade him to another team and try to get your best offer because you're becoming desperate at some point and the value is going to drop and everyone's going to know that.
I don't really know about value dropping because James Harden ignored the Rockets for 3 months, came back fat, dropped 44 and 17 one game, and then got traded for 9 first-round picks. I don't know about that. I think they'll still get a fair amount.
I think they'll get a fair amount, but there's just a point in which you can see people are desperate for it.
Keep in mind, though, Bagley ain't no James Harden. Don't forget that either.
Oh, yeah. Now, Bagley and Fox, Ben Simmons isn't obviously James Harden, but that's just the type of package they want. And I just don't understand that. Like I know you're trying to get the most value you can, but I don't understand why they didn't take the Warriors offer. Like the Warriors
apparently I thought that offer was real, but apparently it was like a smokescreen. Like the Warriors didn't offer that. Apparently, like that was just like a whole smokescreen. Like they didn't even offer that. They were like they haven't even connected yet about the Ben Simmons trade. It was just a report about that.
Just says that's why you need to separate him from Embiid. Yeah, he needs a new look now. Like he can't be in Philly. They shouldn't keep him in Philly, in my opinion.
It's funny because I heard Ben Simmons is a diva. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what,
he is.
Stephen Fox said he's a locker room cancer.
Right. Yeah, I seen Stephen. Nah, I did hear that a lot. Though I heard he's like he's a diva and how he's like spoiled and all this stuff.
Really? Like Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler had like and like he also had like this whole thing about like they babied Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that at all. That's interesting, yo.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's actually like new to me. I didn't know that he was a cancer in the locker room.
Right.
I mean, like he barely works on his game at all, and he just runs. I mean, you could tell him like he doesn't put a lot in practice. He hasn't made one improvement in his game for like the past 4 years. So.
Yeah, I agree. And let's see. Justin also says, I remember Magic talking about what made MJ and the Leads of the Day so special. All right, wait. Can you talk about this? I'll be back in a minute, like real quick.
What was the topic? I forgot the topic.
You can keep talking about the size of Ben and what his potential is.
Nah, if I was the Kings, I'd make that move though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I would too.
You would too, right? If you're the
Yeah,
Kings, it's just like, yo,
if
you
I was
got
just you just gotta get rid of De'Aaron Fox. You wasting him at this point.
like you
Like
got
just
his replacement.
let them both get a fresh start, and like you have two off ball guards, off ball points, and like Halliburton and Davion, so you can like let Ben just go and run because that's what he does. They have the highest pace in basketball, so like he'll probably go to sack and average like 28 and 8. That's just how he hit
Right.
that, and he'll be great defensively.
Right. And then
Plus,
you could you
I
got
don't think you could run a lineup of Fox, Halliburton, and Mitchell, but I think you could run a lineup of Halliburton, Davion, and
Mitchell and Simmons, right? So yeah,
yeah.
Simmons. You can put Simmons. Simmons could be a perimeter defender. I think they still got Barnes, so you keep Barnes. Maybe you put him at the 4. I don't know. Put him at the 4, and maybe Bagley or Harry or what is it? Rashawn Holmes at the 5, and yeah, you got a good little lineup. That's a nice little lineup there.
Wait,
Bagley.
what was the lineup?
No, I was saying that like if the Kings was to get Ben Simmons, you got Mitchell, Simmons, and Harry Burton, but probably Barnes at the 4 or Simmons at the 4, and you got Rashawn Holmes at the 5, and like right there you got like defense, you got perimeter defense, you got got shooting, got playmaking, you got a nice little lineup there, to make a run in the West. Maybe not be
That would be
the
a
best run.
fast-paced lineup, a
That'd be
crazy fast pace.
Yeah, like Davion. I forgot Buddy Hield is still there, but yeah, you got Davion gives you defense. Halliburton's a good defender. Barnes is an okay defender. Ben Simmons is an okay defender. Rashawn Holmes good. Like those are good defenders. Like these guys.
Freezy was good. Salute.
Freezy's in there? Oh shoot!
Yeah,
What up, Freezy?
Freezy.
Yeah. And giving up a 25-year-old with 3 times also a defensive player. Yeah, like it is crazy to give up like Ben Simmons, right? But you have to decide whether Embiid or Simmons.
Yeah, I would never call him trash. I would never.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him trash either. And like, I think he said that Ben's more offensively skilled than Giannis. Y'all underestimating Giannis's post game.
And Giannis got better at his mid ranges too. Can't say that. Crazy. Yeah, I appreciate you, Freezy. What's good?
But I could see him like having a better overall skill set offensively, like playmaking and all that. But the thing is that Giannis ain't scared.
Giannis
will airball a free throw and then come back and dunk on you. Like Ben Simmons will airball a free throw and then like he'll go hide in the corner.
You need that aggressiveness when you're that tall. Giannis takes advantage. He knows what he has to do.
And like there's times where you see Giannis and like he just goes on like one of these runs where he just takes over a game. The only time I ever seen like Ben Simmons take over a game was that game against Utah where like Gobert was out. When Gobert was playing and he dropped 42 and Embiid was out, and the game where Embiid was out against Philadelphia and like what you call it, the dude who just retired, Jared Dudley like challenged him and like he dropped like 30 and 17 or something like that.
Yeah, no, that was funny. I remember
the Nets Sixers game playoffs.
Yeah, I was at that game. I was at the game. They
started
fighting. Yeah, they started fighting. That was funny.
That was so hilarious.
That was a really fun game to be at. No, wait, what did he say? He said Philly starting 5 had one of the best differentials in the league last season. Yeah, like, bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Embiid was out for like 20 games with his injury when he was like the leader for MVP with LeBron and Harden.
Mm-hmm.
And they were still on a win streak. Like, we couldn't even beat them. We played them twice, and we lost by 1 point each time. One of them was from a BS call from the refs against Randall. But in general, bro, without even Embiid, they were cooking in the regular season because we can't forget they have Tobias Harris. And Tobias Harris averaged 20 in the playoffs. Seth Curry averaged 20 in the playoffs as a bench player. Like, Tobias Harris finally played for his contract that last year. Like, we all like went crazy when he got that like 30 to 35 million per year, which he didn't deserve, to be honest.
Yeah, he got like a 5-year, $158 million deal, and that was crazy.
Yeah, pop in, Freezy, if you want to join. I think I dropped the link. Did I? Oh, I'll drop it again for you. I got you. I know he's definitely heavily really likes Ben Simmons.
My thing with Ben Simmons, right, is like Freezy makes the argument that Ben Simmons held Trae Young to 5 of 22, but he doesn't bring up the part about how Trae Young was 3 of 20, but then Ben Simmons couldn't play the last 2 minutes because he was a liability and Trae hit a floater and a step back 3 to ice out the game.
I do think though that like point that he's making, because he does like Ben Simmons, but that point that he was making is true because a lot of people, like if you look on social media, for example, people don't bring up that he held Trae Young for that 5 of 23 that game. But the worst thing about that game is that was the game where he made that play of Trae Young being on his right shoulder and Bogdan being on his left, and he had a wide open dunk. And he just didn't go up for it. And I don't know how Josh says a better offensive skill set, because unless he uses it in the NBA, I can't say that. I really can't say that. I haven't seen it. You have to show it in the NBA to really say that, in my opinion.
I mean, I can see where he's
Right.
come from, like his playmaking IQ, like the way he balances the floor out in transition. I can see where he's coming from, but like Giannis is just dominant. Like I can't do anything about that. Like if Simmons could be, but if Simmons just like had the mentality of I'm gonna do it my way, I'm gonna just go and like play my game, like then he would be dominant too. But he's just not like that.
No, we aren't speculating. That's just a fact. Like, if he hasn't shown that in the NBA, how can we say he's better offensively skilled than someone that has won MVP already? And he was the 15th pick. He came from a tough situation. He was the 15th pick. He was a skinny kid. And then he grew into it, and he became, like, he gained so much strength and all of that. Like, he actually worked to get better.
But
We
I
haven't
don't
seen
know.
Simmons get really good at compared to what he was bad at before yet. We haven't seen that skill grow yet.
Right.
You could join up, Josh.
Like saying what he's in it. I
Where's,
know it. Like he's
Eddie
scared
just-
to shoot. Like to say like
Where's Freezy?
we don't know what's in his head.
I
Like
don't
we
know.
can see that he's scared to shoot. Like I think that's pretty obvious that he's like scared to shoot or like take it up offensively. He's scared to get fouled. Like bro, like I'll say this again. Like I can agree with like Josh is saying. Like playmaking wise, like overall offensive game, I can see why he thinks that maybe Simmons is more skilled than Giannis. But Giannis just don't care. Giannis will take over a game. I only see Ben Simmons do that twice.
Yeah. Ben Simmons can't take over a game. Like, how is he even gonna take over a game? Like, he really does have the potential to be like Giannis in a way where he could go into the paint and do all that. Like, I really don't understand why he just can't do that. Like,
And the thing
I
with
really
at least
was hoping
Giannis'
that
jump
he'd be
shot's
really
ugly.
nice.
Ben Simmons' jump shot's not ugly. It's just that he's scared to shoot it.
He at least takes the shot. That's what I like. Like, you can't be wide open and not take the shot. Can't do that. I sent the link. You don't see it. You guys see the link in the chat, right?
Nah.
On the actual chat. Wait, am I confused?
You can make me a mod and I can do it if you want.
Oh yeah, but I don't know why has it not been posting when I've been posting it? That's probably
No,
why.
it hasn't.
Yo, it's bugging. All right, I'm gonna make you a mod. Type in the chat. Oh wow! Oh my god! Yo, that's actually that's embarrassing because I've been like I see it on my YouTube screen, like I'm posting it. I probably have to post it through StreamYard. Okay, let me know this link. Ethan, why you type in the chat? You're right here. That's funny. All right, let me know if you guys saw that. I just posted it. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Nah, I don't see anything up on the chat screen.
All right, you could post it.
All right, am I mod?
Yeah, Bodega Wi-Fi salute. What's good? Wow, I really haven't been. That's actually that's sad. I didn't know that. Salute to Freezy. What's good? Bodega Wi-Fi salute. My guy, what's good? Definitely a good one. Justin L. He says, if you are open and don't look at the basket, that is selfish. A different kind of selfish, but that's still, yo.
I don't even think that that's selfish. I just think that he's so scared.
No, like I get what he means in a way. It's selfish to just not go over a wide open dunk. Like that's just missing a wide open opportunity. Can't be doing that. Did you post it, by the way?
Yeah, I did.
Are you sure? I don't see.
Yeah, I think it's up.
All right, let me know, you guys in the chat, if you can see the link, because my thing might be bugging. But Freezy, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you on Twitter just because I don't know why it's not working. But yeah, let's see. Scared itself. Yeah, it is in a way 100%. Like you really can't be doing that. You can't be wide open. Like I saw a close-up picture of it from a certain angle, and he had so much space between Trae Young, him, and someone. Oh, it says retracted from. Yeah, I gotta fix that. I don't know why it's not letting me post links. That's actually really weird. I sent it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna send it. So let me know in the chat if you want to join in. I'm gonna send it to you personally on Twitter because my thing is bugging out for no reason. Um, yeah, I don't know. That is so weird. That's really weird. I'm sorry, guys. But I sent it to people on Twitter, so make sure to check your Twitter. And Uncle Fuyo, I'll let you know after the show about the. Okay. Let's see. Make sure to check out the Basketball Zombie. Goes on sometimes. I think like once in a while. He just started it. Oh, let me bring these dudes in.
Yo,
Salute. What's good? Yeah, I don't know what's up with the link. I'm posting it. It's not working for some reason.
Hey, dude. Hey, you have to check your YouTube settings.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll check that. But what's good? How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Pretty good. Can't complain. Just did my first live controversy. Make sure you guys check that out if you're watching. Definitely
Check it out. I have to watch it. I was in class when that was happening, so I couldn't watch it. But I'm gonna watch it later.
Man. I just wanted to comment about this Ben Simmons thing because I said offensively skilled. I didn't say he was better than Giannis offensively. I said offensively skilled. So at 25 years old, right? I mean, I just feel like it's irresponsible to give up on this kid at 25. 25 years old. It's not like he's 30, 35, been in the league for a long time and is afraid to shoot, so to speak. He's only 25 years old. He still has a lot of basketball to be played, and I just, can't give up on him. I mean, I understand what you guys are saying. It's all valid, but what about the previous playoff series? We all going by that's one playoff series where he didn't shoot the ball at the rim or whatever the case may be. He still was effective on defense. He didn't give up playing on defense. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're coming from, but Freezy always brings up the point about how Simmons held Trey to 5 of 22 shooting in that Game 7, but doesn't bring up the point of how Trey was 3 of 20, but in the last 2 minutes, Ben Simmons couldn't be on the floor.
Right.
And then he ended up scoring a step back 3 in a floater.
Well, hey, some of this has to do with Philadelphia stepping up as a team. The coaching staff has to bear some responsibility also. When you have a defender hold one of the best offensive players, a top 10 offensive player in the league, to 5 for 22, and you still say it's his fault that his team lost, you can't. It's fair. It's not fair and unjust to blame that guy when basketball is a 5-on-5 5-man sport, right? And the other thing too about Ben Simmons, and so Duke, I just want to say this: congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
This right here is fire. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. You know I keep it a buck. I think your black background is whack.
Oh yeah, don't worry, because that's I gotta pay for that, so I need to see about that. I might do OBS in a little, so I just gotta work it out. But I'll see. Yeah, then it's definitely white though, but I'm gonna change it up. Don't worry.
Everything else is fire, bro. I've been listening. I'm juggling 2 things. I was listening.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I have.
And the pod couple is on at the same time.
Yeah,
So I wanted to jump in, man, and say this right here is fire, bro. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love the flow of the conversation. Love the fact that you're mad knowledgeable about the topics that you're discussing. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you interact with the chat. The fact that the All-Stars, the Knicks Universe All-Stars are coming to support. You know what I'm saying?
You already know.
Yeah, man. It's fire, bro. But you mind if I say something real quick about Ben Simmons?
Go ahead. The spot is yours.
So I think I agree with Uncle Fulio, but I just don't think he take it far enough, right? I think the impact of Ben Simmons goes beyond the obvious, right? So what I mean by that is Ben Simmons is a high level rebounder for the point guard position. So you know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons has above average court vision. Ben Simmons is an excellent passer, right? Ben Simmons at his size can grab a long rebound in a 3-point shooting era. Think about this. In a 3-point shooting era where rebounding is an art now. Long rebounds are created by missed 3-point shots. Right. You have a guy in Ben Simmons that can grab long rebounds and get in transition the other way. Think about he provides smothering defense, right? Forces you to miss the shot, right? Long rebounds, he gets those, gets out in transition, and gets teammates involved. And what happens is people look at Ben Simmons, who's a pass first player, and looks at him as if he should be a score first player, because we're used to seeing score first guys not being elite athletes and elite athletes being score first. And Ben Simmons is the opposite. He's an unselfish, willing passer. And people take that as if he is scared to shoot the ball. Now, are there times where he should shoot and he doesn't? Yes. Right?
So many. Way too many.
Right. But at other times, he creates shots for dudes that can't create shots on their own. Right? So we look at Seth Curry. I know Seth Curry. I'm a Duke fan. I watched him at Duke. I know that's Steph Curry's little brother, right? But Steph Curry is not saucing somebody up to create his own shot. Steph Curry is not Damian Lillard. Let's not get it twisted. Steph Curry is the benefactor of two things: an elite low post offensive weapon and a point guard with excellent court vision that can get him open looks. You know what I'm saying? Where he won't have to create shots on his own. Don't forget, Steph Curry bounced around this league first, getting cut by a lot of teams first before he stuck. He didn't stick until he found a high level. Bro, he didn't stick until he played with Luka Doncic and Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he went off that year. I mean, on the Blazers he was decent, but on the Mavs he actually was going off. I'm surprised they just let him go like that. I think that was a big piece for them.
Right? Who's the point guard? Who's the point guard in Portland though?
Dame.
Right. So what I'm telling you is Seth Curry is the benefactor of playing with excellent. You know what I'm saying? Excellent point guard. Yeah. So let's not get it twisted. Like Seth Curry, you know what I'm saying, was the number one pick in the draft, and this was his destiny.
Yeah, him averaging 21 though in the playoffs was big for them. Like they had 3 people average 20, and then they had certain possessions they needed Simmons to do what he needed to do, but it just didn't work out. Like he obviously has defense on his side because he's one of the best defenders in the league, and no one can ever take that away from him. Right. He's one of the most elite playmakers. At his age, it's crazy.
12th in the NBA last year and assists for him.
I love watching him make his passes and his reads. If you have a good defensive player and elite playmaker, that's already a good start to have. People shouldn't give up at him at all. But
so let me ask you guys this:
this doesn't work. You can't keep him on your team if he doesn't want to come back. It just doesn't work out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me ask this then: Embiid and Simmons, they obviously don't fit well together.
No,
the only reason that Simmons is getting traded is just because the 76ers are choosing Embiid over Simmons. Would you guys keep Embiid over Simmons, or would you guys choose Simmons over Embiid?
It depends on what kind of offense you want to run and what kind of team you want to build. I think the mold of what Joel Embiid is doing, you don't really have that around the league too much. But you got Jokic, really, you know what I'm saying? And Embiid is basically that 90s big bruising center who's going to come in there and dunk on you. But he also is flexible enough where he can be able to step out and knock down a 3-point shot. I believe that's very, very valuable to have. And you're not going to find that around the league as much as a Ben Simmons type of player, kind of tall, lanky, can, rebound, run the floor, that kind of thing. So I would rather have Embiid rather than Simmons. But both of them are tremendous players, and it's unfortunate that they can't play well together.
Yeah, so when people say you can't people saying why are they trading Simmons, you have to pick one or the other, and they just extended Embiid for some massive contract extension, which I didn't agree with because I don't even know if his knees are going to hold up for the next 2 years. He had a torn ligament this year in the playoff.
Right.
So
right. So so if I can get in the answer, I'm gonna just say this and then I got to get back to the pod couple because on the phone, probably looking for me. So, but I disagree with Uncle Julio, of course. Right. I think in today's NBA, you can win a championship without a dominant big. Right. And what I would do is go to say offer Joel Embiid to a team with a bunch of young talent, like the Houston Rockets or a New York Knicks, and offer Joel Embiid for the entire kit and caboodle, right? A bunch of draft picks and build around Ben Simmons, because what we learned is if you have a dynamic playmaker, you can win a championship with that dynamic playmaker versus winning a championship with a dominant big. It just hadn't. I just can't remember. I think in the last few seasons, I think the 7 out of the last 10 championships, teams won championships with dynamic playmaking on the wing. And I think the only one, I think Anthony Davis may be the only dominant big I can remember. You know what I'm saying? Depending on his game,
well, dynamic wing.
Depending on how you look at Giannis, that's what I was about to say. If you look at him, like, I don't look at Giannis as like a big banging power forward. I look at him as a freak of nature, basically a dominant wing player that can bang in a post, but mostly needs a full head of steam to get to the basket. Like right. He's not going to just take you down low and score 10 buckets down low in the paint off post moves.
Yeah, he was doing that to Phoenix.
Well, yeah.
He destroyed Phoenix.
I would still keep Embiid. Like, I mean, he was just in the MVP conversation before he got injured, and overall, I would say he's a better player. But they both have, like, their first year, they didn't play their first year. They both have injury problems, and that's what's kept them from getting past the second round at all. Like, when they versed the Celtics, Embiid was injured that whole playoff series, and then the year prior, I'm pretty sure Ben Simmons was injured for that playoff series. Like, it's just bad. The Celtics too. Yeah, it's bad. Like the way their team has worked out. Like the process, like it was a good idea. Like everyone made jokes about it. Like they drafted so poorly during it. Like they picked Nerlens Noel, he got injured. Jahlil Okafor.
Yeah.
Then they picked Ben Simmons. They picked Markelle Fultz and traded him for a first-round pick and Jonathan Simmons.
Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, Michael Carter. Like they had.
Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year.
And then he fell off so bad.
He did. And he fell off the map.
Fell off so bad.
Freezy. By the way, who said you could be in here? By the way.
You know me. I'm like bruh man from Fifth Floor. I just crawl in the window and come eat y'all sandwiches.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from, brother?
I felt like I was welcome.
And salute Josh. Salute Josh, by the way. Fulio.
Man, what's going on, man?
What's going on, brother?
Nah, everyone. You already know. Everyone is welcome.
I was only playing. I gotta get.
I know you're chilling. Don't worry. But how do you feel about this right here? Because I completely forgot that he averaged that many turnovers, and that's kind of wild to me. I don't know if he actually averaged 10. He probably averaged a high amount.
No, I think it was like 5-ish, 5-6-ish in this year's playoffs.
I would say that's acceptable just because of the way like he was smoking everyone. Like there's always like your best player is always gonna have a good amount of turnovers. Like we saw in Randall. Randall had a lot of turnovers. Like Randall had more turnovers than assists last playoffs, which is just crazy, like in itself. But Embiid was playing on a torn meniscus the whole entire playoffs, and he was still smoking everyone. Like that's insane. That just shows how dominant he is.
Which playoff series? I'll cut you off.
Both of them. He was found injured.
The one with the Hawks.
Yeah, the one with the Hawks mainly. But it's crazy to me that they have two like highly talented players and they just haven't been able to work it out because of defense and then like chemistry issues. Like, that's just a sad
the fit doesn't work. Like you just need Ben Simmons on his own team surrounded by shooters, and then you just need Embiid like with perimeter playmakers who can score when needed.
Yeah,
they need their own two different teams. Like if Ben was traded to Minnesota, he'd work a lot better with Karl-Anthony Towns than he would Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to talk about that a little because Ethan was saying, I was saying like I think the best spot probably for him, in my opinion, will be the Timberwolves, and you could say Ethan the trade that you were saying, and then like how it would work.
Oh yeah, it would be like D'Lo, Malik Beasley, Jaden McDaniels, 2 firsts and 2 pick swaps, and then this will be able to give Philly shooters like D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, and Seth Curry to surround Joel Embiid while he plays the low post, and then you have D'Lo there to create for others. And then when it comes to the Timberwolves, you had Anthony Edwards along with Ben Simmons and Karl-Anthony Towns who work better because Anthony Edwards is a great is great at moving off the ball, and then Karl-Anthony Towns is one of the best perimeter shooting bigs, and he will work outside in
Ever.
instead of inside out.
Yo,
Yeah,
that
like
pace,
statistically, that's like
that
crazy.
pace will be crazy. Like Anthony Edwards is speedy. You know how he loves to be on the break. You got Ben Simmons is perfect for him to hit him with those touchdown passes. Like D'Lo was already, in my opinion, like a good playmaker. Like it's okay if they fall off a little in the playmaking situation in Philly, because even if they get Dame, like Dame is a great playmaker. Like he's not elite because he doesn't like make crazy passes, but I would say he's great. But they wouldn't really fall off too much from that playmaking category. And then D'Lo can actually create space for Embiid in the paint, and D'Lo will actually be getting double teamed up high. So then you have better opportunities for guys like Malik Beasley on the side. You got Danny Green. You got Seth Curry in certain situations. Like I think that's definitely the best scenario that could happen. And salute to Andrew K. What's good?
Shake Milton. Yeah, they got a good little squad, yo.
But they got a pretty deep team. Like if they
They got a pretty
really
deep
like
squad.
take advantage of Ben Simmons, trade wise, like they could actually get decent assets for him.
Yeah, if they finesse that the right way, they good.
Yeah,
Yo.
100%.
Hey, Duke, I gotta run. I just wanted to say, man, this is excellent, bro. This is excellent right here, man. Y'all smash that like button. Y'all show y'all
We
love.
just hit
for
31.
Duke.
Shout out to everyone.
Yeah, man. Y'all show y'all love for Duke. We want to make sure we get this channel to like, a bajillion subscribers.
We just hit 100, so shout out to everyone that subbed up. We were at 66 like 2 days ago before I even started it.
You forgetting?
Everyone shows support. So shout out to everyone.
Right.
Don't forget that B word, not the bad B word. You know what I'm talking about?
The bell.
Bam.
Wait, what do you? Oh, bam.
Oh, bam.
Yeah,
bam.
Bam.
So
Yeah.
so I gotta run. I gotta make sure that
I'm wrapping it out up in 2 minutes either way. I was gonna keep it at 2 for the first one, so we're gonna wrap it up in 2 minutes. So we're just gonna have the final thoughts of where everyone feels so far.
Okay.
So.
Hey, well, I'll probably see y'all around. Hey, man, if y'all watching this and y'all ain't hit the like button, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Support.
Subscribe
And support Cats in the Knicks universe putting out this content for y'all. Hey, I'm Uncle Freezy. I'm out of here. I'll holler at y'all later.
Peace out.
Peace.
All right, Freeze. Catch you later, brother.
So, you guys have any final thoughts before we go about you could talk about anything off season. The team's gonna work. Like we got like 2 minutes.
Our team, the Knicks, our very own Knicks.
Yeah, or Ben Simmons if you want to. Anything.
I think we covered the basis on Ben Simmons. As far as we go, we just need to pretty much stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? I saw somebody talked about was it you that said you asked if RJ will flourish with Fournier and Kemba with the addition?
That was the question earlier.
I think so, yo. I think the having guards definitely always helps, yo, especially ones that ones that look to pass and facilitate. I mean, Kemba's a scoring guard, but he'll set RJ up nice, and I think the same with Fournier. Like I can see a 2-man game working with them, and then you see the videos of RJ getting his run. What was it, Rico Hines?
Oh yeah, I might actually go a little longer if you guys want to go a little longer because I have time. If you guys want to talk
it's all good.
About anything, like if you,
I got a little
I
something
question.
I got a little something time if I go to the gym, but yeah, like with him, him getting this run at the gym, he looks good. I mean, but those videos. I'm not saying him. I think RJ's gonna be solid, but a lot of those videos are deceiving. I mean, they're deceiving. So, but I think
Sir.
RJ, he looks good. He looks good in the Rico Hines run. He's he's pulling up, playing with confidence. He's having fun out there. So I think it'll translate to when to the season. RJ's not one of those guys that like he's not deceiving. If you see a workout video with RJ, it's pretty much like it's pretty much a go. It's a green light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not.
Bro,
it's not like
I love the way he looked in there, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like he played really well, and you just saw from like most of the highlights being him and his wrist, like the way he shot looked more smooth. Like he looked more comfortable, just pulling up off the dribble.
Yeah, he definitely got better with his
nice. Yeah,
right.
Just
pulling up
from have it like that. But it hit the 2-hour mark. This is the first show. I appreciate Ethan, Cully. Cully was the first guest here, but I appreciate Cully, Ethan, Freezy. I appreciate Uncle Fuya too. He just had the controversy, and then Pod Couple is going on right now. So if you want to watch that, go
I'm
over
about to tune
there
into
right
Pod
now
Couple.
after this. So I appreciate everyone for the love. Like I didn't expect this. Like we got 31 likes already. Like that's crazy. Whoever's watching on replay, if you're watching on replay, my name is HadukenSharon's. Probably know me from anything else. Actually, wait. We might extend it a little bit. We have a special guest.
Is that Gmo or Gio?
We have a
What up,
special
Gmo?
guest in here.
What's good?
What's
What's good? Congrats
It's good.
Thank you.
on your first show, my guy. Salute.
I appreciate you.
Salute, Cully, Ethan. How you guys, man? How you guys doing?
Salute, Gmo. Hope all is well, brother.
Hope all is well with you. Yes, after that terrible storm, and hope all is well with everybody. Man.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
Wait, which one?
Congrats
Oh.
on the Haduken's first show. Look at this guy. Look at him, professional. Look at him rubbing his hands together. Like he's
I'm
good,
glad
man.
that it's at 5 because the lighting,
Yeah, that's funny.
like the lighting actually looks better. Like in the morning, like you see, like what's going on with my cam right now. Like when it gets darker, that's what happens. And I already told you, like there's like problems with my PC, but I gotta still figure that out and call Windows. But
No
yeah,
worries,
I'm fine with how it is right now. Like we got 32 likes.
Yes,
I appreciate the support
like-
100%.
Yes,
Like it's cool for now. We're gonna grow slowly, so I'm not too worried about the viewers. Like if we got a
But-
panel, like I'm chilling.
So I don't know if you guys, because I was in and out, right? So let me know if you guys. I'm not sure if you guys discussed when you talk about the landscape, right? But who do you think is a team that's going to rise from last year that we didn't expect, or like that wasn't, say, I won't say in the bubble. I was not in the bubble. Excuse me, the play-ins. A team that's going to surprise people, right? You got the
Charlotte.
Pacers, you got Carlisle. Carlisle has done a lot with.
I got the Pacers.
That was a team. I'm telling you, bro. If you go back to
I said the same thing. People call me crazy in the Knicks
Healthy?
Twitter chat. You remember the Knicks Twitter chat? They call me crazy, like, oh, the Pacers are not going to be in the play. The Pacers can be surprised, bro. All these, so many teams in the East
It's
have
all about
talent,
health,
bro.
It's all about health, but I don't
Yeah,
like
healthy.
Carlisle with that talent. Like if Brogdon is healthy for like say 60 games and in the playoffs, and then TJ Warren recovers from
LeVert.
last year, that's
LeVert,
LeVert, right.
Sabonis, and Miles Turner.
Bonus.
LeVert
You know
didn't
what's
play
crazy?
for half. He didn't play for a while because, like, I know, like some people completely forgot, but he had like a tumor, and they found him because of the trade. So it was a blessing in disguise, and he didn't get to play, and now he's like fully cured. So I'm happy about that. Like I actually really like Karis LeVert. So
I could see Sabonis eating
he was
with
cooking after he came
Carlisle.
back.
he was.
I think
But he's
the
always
rookies-
been inconsistent on the Nets though. Like
Yeah.
he would be out and then he was inconsistent. You always saw flashes with his game, right? So I do agree with you. The Pacers. I mentioned when I was walking back from PT. I mentioned the Hornets in the chat.
Yeah, I saw you
Yeah,
say the
the
Hornets
Hornets.
healthy.
That's my team. They were
Yeah.
fourth last year before LaMelo and Gordon Hayward got injured.
Guillermo's been telling me this too, like like we were talking like about Book Night and how it's gonna be weird for him now because they locked in Terry Rozier. You got LaMelo,
yeah.
who's obviously gonna be the PG, and you got James Book Night as like
I had my whole
guaranteed
point about
backup
it.
now.
I had my
Go
whole
ahead.
point about it. Like they're gonna use Book Knight as just like an off-ball guard to run up, like and go back door. Like, bro, we had Keon Johnson at 21 and we had Kai Jones at 19, who they both wanted.
I
And like
can't read this.
Keon could have been perfect. Keon could have been perfect, like next to LaMelo, and like we just didn't pull off that trade. I don't know
They-
how he didn't. That
Guillermo,
was
you
like
see this?
right there.
They have a glut of the position we want too. And they got a lot of wings, man.
Yo, this
To be
comment
honest.
is like CPI. I'm not talking about that again, bro. I can't. He said this like 3 times already, bro.
Oh my
And I'm gonna
God.
get lights. Don't worry.
Bobby-
I'm gonna get LED lights. Don't worry.
Get some
CP.
LED lights, man.
I ain't seen CP. So CP, pull up to tonight's show tonight, man.
Yo,
Oh
Cuts,
my
Kicks, and
gosh.
Knicks, bro. What's good? Yo, subscribe to
Salute,
Cuts, Kicks, and Knicks. He does some fire cuts on his channel. Make sure to check that out too. But bro, Pacers like when that first year that the Nets made the 8 seed,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
pretty
funny.
sure.
Yeah.
Right, the Nets were the 8 seed in the bubble, and Karis LeVert
Right,
was
yeah.
going off. Spencer Dinwiddie was going off. I think Karis LeVert literally had like a 53
Whoa,
point
whoa,
game
no,
in the
no, no,
bubble.
no, 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 no. In
Didn't
the
he?
bubble?
Yeah, wasn't it
Karis
in the
LeVert had
bubble,
like
or was
a-
it?
Remember,
Yeah,
Dinwiddie was hurt. Like
He had a
everybody,
50
Kyrie was hurt. Dinwiddie
Yeah,
was
they
out.
signed
Oh,
Jamal
no,
Crawford
Dinwiddie-
for that playoff run.
Dinwiddie ended up being hurt after with the ACL, but Dinwiddie, LeVert had like a 50-something point game.
Yeah, he had like a
50
50,
yeah.
he had a 53-point game. Then he followed it up with a 16-point game on like 8 of 29.
That's funny. This CP is funny. Yeah, nah.
Yeah,
But
CP is funny, yo. Nah, Kobe.
yeah, I'm not
Yo,
17,
CP pull
I'm
up
18,
tonight,
but
man.
it's okay. The CP is
Cubs
funny.
kicks the Knicks. Salute. My bad. Salute. My bad.
But yeah, Carlisle is definitely a type of coach I think the Pacers needed. He's gonna play all his players to the extreme, and he got Duarte because he doesn't like
Duarte
rookies.
fits.
Yeah,
I'm about to say
Duarte fits.
He fits for Carlisle's needs, like his type of needs. You know,
And Warren
experienced
is
players.
gonna come back. Warren had a crazy run in the bubble. He fell off a little and then got injured. But he's always been like, I still don't know why the Suns traded him for cash considerations because he was still averaging like 17 points like right after that. Like he's a hungry player. Like I like TJ Warren, but that whole team is injury prone, bro. It's bad. They're injury prone. That's their
I think
main
Turner's
problem.
gone. I think Isaiah Jackson might well, depending on how he plays, I think they might trade Turner and have Isaiah Jackson step up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I can see it happening. Like
Isaiah Jackson is very raw.
I can see him filling in for
Isaiah, in the summer league, bro, I was like, he had flashes here and there, but he is not.
He looked decent. He was getting double doubles, but all centers get double doubles in the summer league. Like,
I don't know. I was not crazy impressed with Isaiah Jackson's game.
I wasn't either, but I just know the Pacers. I feel like they want to move on from Turner to it. I know they do. Like eventually.
Besides, like Mobley, like the rest of the bigs in this class were like really unimpressive, except for like Mobley and Şengün. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. Mobley wasn't that impressive during the summer league, but
no, I'm just talking about like raw tape coming out of college.
Oh, Luke Garza was.
I will say this about Mobley though. Mobley.
Oh yeah, because you were actually there. So.
He wasn't dominant, but I forgot what game it was, but his shot looked wet. Like even though, well, let me not say it because it wasn't going a lot. Some of the shots were good, but you see it like. With him with more talent, he had like a Josh Allen, someone Jared Allen, and guys like guard. When he has talent to take away attention from him, to just play on the perimeter, use screens, just shoot off the dribble, that little mid range, that little free throw area, elbow area. I think he's gonna be better than expected. Now I don't know Cleveland. Whatever. I don't know what the hell they're gonna be doing, but I saw it with Mobley. But I agree with Ethan. A lot of bigs that you saw in this draft, I say the most impressive big was probably Şengün.
Yeah, like and I was talking to you about like the next year's draft class, and like Şengün and even Luka Garza, like they're both like 6'10" bigs, and like all the bigs next year like 6'10", right? But like they're coming in at the perfect time. I already put my thing on Nikola Jovic. Like that boy about to be a top 10.
Whoa, you see how you think you slick, Ethan?
That's a top 5 pick.
He just threw it in there like.
No, he think he's slick. You think he's slick because I put him on it, and he's trying to.
I know.
You didn't, bro. You just told me his name.
I'll get you another one. Ethan. I'll get you another one. You think you slick? He thinks he's slick. But nah,
bro, you just told me his name. I did like the whole tape.
No, don't do that. We ain't gonna talk about it. You think you're slick, Ethan?
Yeah, nah, that's funny, bro.
Did
homie
from Seton Hall get undrafted? The lefty?
Oh,
Champagne. Is that his name?
The one that
they don't pronounce it champagne.
The one that can run the floor. He's a power forward that can run the floor. The lefty.
I don't think I think he might have gotten signed on a two-way. I think I saw his name get signed on a two-way.
He has a brother, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's two that were trying to get into the draft. None of them got drafted though.
You know that
Is it Justin? It's
Justin from the championship game for Baylor, who was like dominating on the boys. He just got signed by the Seahawks.
Yeah, he went to football.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He went to football.
Yeah,
that is so random.
He might regret it, but whatever.
Okay, CP the artist said this for Miles. But read this, and then I actually want to know who
for Miles Bridges.
Do you think Miles Turner? Who do you think fits well for Miles Turner? What team besides the Pacers?
What team fits well for Miles Turner? You know what team might fit well for him? The Blazers. They need a front court. They need a front court scoring big.
And they need a defensive presence. Like they just need rim protection. They have horrible rim protection.
You know who I think?
Horrible rim protection.
The Spurs. Yeah, the Spurs would be Spurs would like someone like that, but I think the Clippers would be cool.
Clippers need a big too. Well,
because they use him in a way that Miles Turner plays, and Miles Turner will actually succeed really well.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Miles Turner. I think with the Clippers though, they probably want a big who just rim, run, and protect. Like because you already got two guys in. Well, now they re-signed Reggie Jackson. You got three. They're basically an ISO heavy team, right? You got Kawhi. Like you have to.
Kawhi's not gonna be here though, and it's like. Even with Kawhi there, the whole series, they couldn't play Zubac that much, and they played Batum instead of him for small ball. So if they really want to do that instead, they could have Miles Turner if that's the play style they feel well with. That's the main reason I'm saying it.
You still have to throw it down to Turner. Like it's just like he would take touches that I think would not fit in their offense.
With Kawhi gone though, like with Kawhi gone because he's gonna be gone the whole year. He'll probably fit better with that. I think.
When did they say he's out till?
9 months at least. Like he's gonna be there. They said like
Kawhi.
Before playoffs.
There's no way in hell Kawhi with his arthritic knee should be rushing himself back. So they'll probably give him extra time to.
He'll probably not just play this year. He shouldn't play this year at all, in my opinion.
But you talking about still trying to compete this year, right?
J Money, salute.
So I don't know how it's gonna.
This could be like Paul George's MVP year.
Watch out for PG. He's gonna have a crazy year. No, he's gonna have a crazy year. I'm telling you.
Hadouken called that garbage before, and miraculously he had a good playoffs. What's the name? A run.
Yeah, I didn't call that garbage because he actually went off.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you called it that. He actually went off, but you got lucky as hell because PG ain't built like that.
No, I know he's not. Except the Pacers days, he was. The OKC Thunder, he went in there the first year. No. He had his MVP season, but he did trash in the playoffs against the Jazz and lost to Donovan Mitchell. And Westbrook was going off that season.
That's who could use him. That's who could use Turner, Jazz.
Well, OKC Westbrook is just not. You can't build around West. I'm sorry, just that OKC team. You're just never going to get much success with Russell Westbrook at that home. But I don't know, Miles Turner. So what? So you do have. I said the Blazers. Who else do you have? You said the Clippers.
Celtics could use a scoring big.
The Celtics. This still pisses me off. Do you remember how Danny Ainge neglected the trade for Gordon Hayward to get
80
Miles Turner because he wanted Victor Oladipo as well? Like that's what they reported. He wanted Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner for Gordon Hayward, and then they ended up getting nothing for Gordon Hayward.
I will say this though, that's tough because Gordon Hayward had an absurd year before he came to the Celtics. He just didn't like. They drafted two wing demons. Well, you could call Tatum a small forward, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And it was just unfortunate. But you could argue that Gordon Hayward was probably worth both those guys at the time. You could argue.
Yeah, he was coming off of an All-Star year, averaging 23 points a game and taking his team to the playoffs.
Like Hayward was, he was just on the wrong team.
Yeah, he was just put in the wrong situation. Like the Celtics just didn't use him to his best potential because Jaylen Brown was starting to get better too at the same time. And so was Tatum.
The guys that play the same position made a leap. That's why.
This dude said
the commenting. I like Amr Yurtseven. He got
Amr. Yeah, I watched him in the summer league. He was cooking. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's nice.
Not even the summer league, the pre-summer league, the one in California.
You know who I like on that Heat team? And he's
Max
like 27.
Max Truss.
Huh?
Max Truss, the shooter.
No. I was gonna say Purcell, the dude with like the two last names, like
Purcell.
Something Purcell. He's like a wing.
Purcell? Did he get signed by anyone?
Oh, let me check. Heat Summer League roster. I'm not sure if he got. Did he get a two-way with the Heat?
Purcell. I actually haven't.
Hold up. It's Oh crap! Not the Heat. I'm sorry. The Hawks. Sorry.
So what is his name? Purcell.
Purcell. I'm gonna find it here.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually haven't heard. Jalen Johnson was going off those.
Yeah, Devon Akun Purcell. Yeah, he's like 28 from Illinois State. He was killing it, or he was aggressive. I like his game from the summer league. I just don't know what was happening. But as for summer league body, I'll definitely bring on a team because we have Walker, who's a good shooter.
Walker was actually I was confused. I was like, yo, who's this Walker guy? Because he was actually hitting good 3-point shots.
Oh, MJ Walker, something for us.
Yeah, his energy. Yeah. MJ Walker.
He's better than freaking Reed Travis.
MJ Walker.
You guys saw our summer league roster.
Travis was trash.
He was trash.
Our whole summer league roster, our wings, Amir Sims, and we're all Florida State boys. We got something with Florida State.
Amir Sims was not that impressive, bro.
He wasn't, but we keep getting Florida State dudes for our summer league roster. Probably look defensive.
We need that.
A lot of time to. Jordan Hayward invented yesterday's price is not today's price, according to CPDR. CP says the Knicks are in win now mode, so it's time to give up the youth. I don't know if it's time to really give
I
up
don't
the youth like that, but
like you can go into like I still don't think it's like exactly win now. I still think it's a balance of both because you could do a balance of both. Because if we were in a pure win now, like we would have tried like trading literally everyone for Dame, probably to be honest. But it's just not smart to do that. You have the Nets and the Bucks in your way, and you have like it's not smart to do it right now.
Yeah, we gotta wait.
a few years.
We gotta wait till some guys retire before we make that window.
you only take that shot when you got your two solidified stars. When you want to get to that third star,
which we don't have right now.
You don't shoot the shot now because you don't want to end up like a Mel situation. I know about the MSC thing. I know we MSC the wrong guy. I understand, but to bring, I don't. We still again, RJ's my guy, but we got to still see what he is exactly to see if he's that number 2 guy,
Right. We don't even know if he is
he's
yet.
number 3, and then Randall too. You got to see if. I'm not saying last year was a fluke here, but if he could continue that, not necessarily put up 24 and 10, but can he give you that proficient level efficiency, be able to facilitate, play make, and with adjustments now because everybody got the book on Randall. Everybody has the book on Randall.
Unless
You
you
gotta
guys,
finish
Randall-
more, bro.
Randall
You gotta
just
finish.
still
missed
wanna-
you.
unless y'all
He's
still want to wait for
can't
Knox.
You said what?
Unless y'all still want to wait for Knox.
Yo, look. Knox is-
Yeah, that's funny.
who's that? He got drafted this year? Who's that? What are you talking about?
But Ethan, to piggyback off you, yes. No, I'm sorry. To piggyback off you, Gmo. Yes. Yeah, the book is out on Randall. It's you know what I'm saying the guideline is out on Randall. It's too predictable. That's why we have our guards. You know what I'm saying? It's too predictable. His offense is too predictable. Yeah.
I need him to finish at the rim this season. This is his main thing for me. He needs to finish at the rim and actually go towards the rim.
Right.
Bro,
He's
I'm
not
not
getting
getting
those.
Randall. Sorry.
I'm talking about Randall. Randall needs to actually go at the basket because he did it a little more. I think the year we drafted RJ, but this year like you barely saw him go at the rim, and he could definitely
60%,
take
I think.
advantage of more people.
I think it was like 60% of his points. I might be totally wrong.
Yeah, I
think
remember
it
you
was
said that before, like 60%. Like I don't understand. Like
He went for a lot of pick and pops. And here's what I say. I'll give him this excuse. The fact that he was our only real offensive playmaker or our best offensive playmaker. Maybe he tried to preserve himself a little bit. Maybe he was playing hurt. Maybe he's playing tired and he didn't want to
I
get
could
hurt.
not like towards the end of the game, his legs were heavy. Like I could see he just didn't want to drive.
But he was playing pick
Yeah,
and pop at the beginning of the game. Like he wasn't even trying to roll to the basket. I mean, there were many times IQ would set up a pick and roll or rolls, and he would pick and pop, and they kind of not like they were mad, but kind of like they were expecting the roll, and it's like, what the like, all right, pass him. But then he killed from the mid range. So I mean, you got to see that's doable. But here's this: Mitch is coming back. That definitely helps in the pick and roll.
The lob threat, right?
So you don't have to depend on Randall to do, but Randall definitely has to do it a little bit more, man. Gotta be as physical as he is. It makes no sense why he stopped going to the basket off the rolls as much.
Next,
he can't get fouls. Yeah, go ahead. Do it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the next show. I think it's gonna be on. I'll probably do it on Saturday or Sunday, but we're gonna be talking about the Capella contract and Mitch and like all these contracts mean for Mitch, and we're gonna be talking more about the development of the young guys, RJ, Obi, IQ, McBride, Grimes, and how you impact their roles change this year. Who you think is gonna outshine the other? If you think someone's gonna take a vet spot, or you think someone is gonna be a rising star? That's what we're really gonna be talking about the next show.
Not with this coach, but yeah, facts.
Yeah, I know. Like Cully is big on like he doesn't hate Tibbs, but he likes playing a little more of the young guys, which I could say like for last season. I mean, I could see the point in certain situations.
Cully, is it about winning or is it about playing young guys?
Both.
Because he did it with Fizdale and it didn't work.
But did what with Fizdale?
We played the young guys with Fizdale. It
We
didn't
played.
work.
We played the young guys with Fizdale with like a non-operative offense, with like a new person in the starting lineup every game.
With Fizdale, we didn't really have much personnel to begin with. You know the plan with Fizdale.
But we still played the young guys. We still play the young guys.
Like Knox.
It didn't work.
Like Knox
And you could argue before last season, you could argue that team with Marcus Morris, those guys at the starting lineup at least was more talented than what we had this season.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You could argue that.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
I'm not gonna lie.
but you know what though? But he still made that second year. He didn't play the young guys, so you may have a point. So you didn't play the young guys.
Yeah, that's. I'm thinking of the second. Well, I'm thinking of the last year. The second.
Yeah, the last year, no. Like I know
We
what
played
Cully's
Mo
saying.
Harkless over Knox.
Yeah, yo,
Right,
the last year he played literally like
Right,
all the vets over the young players, and like serious situation. All our vets were not that good.
And
They
you know what
were
I'm saying?
bad.
And I'm tired of these coaches with this whole, oh, my veterans are gonna win us the game, and it's like we still come up short. So it's like that's why I'm just against. I don't know. That's why I'm
Nah, but
against.
I'm sorry, bro. If you seen guys like Knox, the way he like Knox, the game might be too big for him.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
Gmo,
I'm
I
not-
gave up on Knox a long time ago, though. You know what I mean?
But a lot of these young kids is not necessarily. I get what you're saying, but playing them is not necessarily the only experience they're gonna get. Like, here's what I like about Tom Thibodeau. It's like if you play well within a scheme in terms of you do what I asked you to do in terms of defense, you know where the backdoor cuts are,
He'll play
positioning, awareness on the pick and rolls, being at the right place, right time on the screens,
floor spacing.
knowing to make
That's
the
like
right
his
pass,
biggest
knowing
thing.
when to fix the spacing. When Knicks play far out, whatever they play on offense, when they're passing around, it has to be proper spacing. They're not running horns, whatever. Even in horns, getting deep. If you play your role properly, Tibbs gives you more minutes. Knox is just. I know you're not just talking about Knox, but a lot of these young kids, a lot of times don't know what they're doing. Like if you put Obi,
I agree.
Obi could have had a year where he's averaging 15, but it could have been detrimental if you just put him out there. He's not developing. Look at Obi in the summer league. Look at Obi at the end of the season. He was playing a lot better.
His confidence went up.
Better footwork. You know, I mean, he knew where to be on the floor. And this season, the summer league, I understand the summer league, but he showed me a lot more confident, a lot more of an understanding Obi I've seen from last year. So that's development. You know what I mean? So
And then like people often forget that like there was a whole article about like how in the start of training camp like IQ, Obi, and even Frank picked up on Tibbs' spacing concept a lot quicker than Knox did. So Knox was already like a step behind.
No,
Like,
Knox-
yes, they did.
I agree.
Yes, they did, Mister. Take the ball from the top of the key and dribble it into the freaking corner.
Bro, I showed that to you like on tape, and then like you just started dying after. Like you just missed it as soon as it happened. That Spurs game got me so pissed because like quickly shot like 9 and 25.
No, I understand now. I'm not even like it ain't even about Knox. I done gave up on Knox about 2 years ago. Like it's just that I don't know. I don't like the coach's concept when they get vet happy but still lose. I'm not against it though, but I'm just saying I just don't like it because it's like yo, as fans, it's like yo, what do you want us to believe? You want us to believe you're a win now coach, or do you want us to what is really your motive? Like that's just me. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
So as far as Tibbs goes, like not to cut you off, doing as far as Tibbs goes,
you're
it's like he's always been vet happy. So it's like if you're a win now coach, I just want to see win now stuff. Like and like I'm always gonna be. You said what? Haduken?
I said we all want McBride to play because I know you're a big fan of McBride too, and you want to see him
but
play.
I mean, for the sake of the team, I mean, if he doesn't get burned, and I mean, I understand he'll get it eventually. He'll get his time, but of course, I do want to see him play because I know the reason. I mean, the number one reason we had to draft him got to be because how we got beat. It had to be for Trae Young. It has to be.
Bro,
so it's like I would hate to see us play the Hawks, and then let's just say we do hypothetically we play them in the playoffs, and he don't get no. It's like what is the point? What was the point in drafting him? Like,
bro, I was on McBride a month before the draft. Now everybody's like,
you got. When I said McBride,
okay, Gmo, you was like 2 months, but
he's like, yeah, that's.
You was like 2 months before, but I was a month before, and
this
I was like,
yo, he's trying to claim everybody.
You really like that's crazy.
Hold on, was I not talking to you about like McBride a month before the draft? And I was like, yo, I'll take this to the 19 or 20.
Nah, I would have taken him at 21, 19 because
did I not say that?
I would have taken any good point guard at
no
that.
habla inglés.
Exactly.
Make sure to get into that conversation. You say you want to get into that. We're gonna be talking about that on Saturday. So I'm gonna schedule it. Whatever I'll see, but I'm gonna schedule it. But yeah, I do think that the young guys in general, like it's not gonna be too much development, but they're gonna be learning from the vets. I don't think McBride has the same type of play style at all, like with Derrick Rose and Kemba, but they're definitely gonna have the leadership and the ability to tell them where to go, just like Derrick Rose kind of did with IQ last year.
I can honestly see Grimes being the 13th man.
You say you can see who?
Grimes being the 13th man.
Who are the other two in front of him? Taj and
I don't. Oh, I forgot. That would probably make him be the 14th man because I can even see Knox being in front of him. McBride.
That's a question I was asking before. Who
I can see Knox, bro. Jim, you want to play Knox to get minutes before Grimes?
Kevin no more than Knox.
Let's say Fournier gets injured. We put Briggs in the starting lineup. You putting Grimes in? Or you putting Knox?
I'm putting Grimes.
Okay, but do you think Tibbs will?
He might.
He should. Grimes before Knox.
He might.
No.
Based on what he shows in the preseason, he might, and what he sees in practice, he might. Kevin Knox, I'm not trying to issue him. Kevin Knox's brain ain't quick enough for it may not be quick enough for basketball. He has the talent. He don't have it up here, man. Like, say what you want about Grimes. I've said whatever about Grimes, but he transformed himself to at least be a 3 and D guy at Houston. At least he has awareness. At least he'll be on the play. He'll be where he's supposed to be on the court. Now, he leaves his feet sometimes on defense. In a pick and roll, he's not as good as you would like him to be. His mid-range game is missing. He doesn't attack the basket. He can't attack. He's not good at doing that. But he knows where to be. He has basketball intelligence, like Cuts and Knicks is saying. And that's what Tibbs likes. Knox, I'm not sure he has that. He could do all the workouts he wants in the summer. He could lose all the weight he wants, get all the muscle. If you don't got it here, bro, it means nothing to a coach like Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau's come from that old school Steve Clifford, George Karl, that type of – you got to be smart on the court type of basketball. You can't be dumb. You can't be running with your head cut off, and because you're the most talented, you don't care, bro. Like
Tibbs still thinks it's 2005, yo.
All right,
I'm still concerned about Grimes for a little bit.
But this guy,
Bro, that's
Nah, he does. He still thinks it's 05. But yeah, go ahead, G-Mo.
hold up. Look at CPDR. CPR says I still see value in Knox. He's still young, but you just said
you just said you don't
youth program.
You just said it's time to give up.
Wait, who did he say? Wait, who did he say?
You see this? You see this, Hadouken.
Nah,
They
I
hate
see.
Rj Barrett, but they love Knox. They talk about this youth movement that we need to trade RJ for such and such, but they still like Knox. You see this, right?
RJ conversation, like I'll probably talk about the
I'm
top
over
10
the Buddy Hield
because,
and
like, this is the
RJ.
introduction.
I ain't trading RJ for nothing, yeah.
Nah, there are people that you
With all due respect, I know you're gonna be like you can trade him for certain players, but those trades are not gonna happen. So there's no.
I'll trade him for Jaylen Brown right now.
No, I wouldn't.
Hadouken.
I know
I would,
somebody.
though. I definitely would.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sorry, Hadouken. I would though.
Hadouken
Oh, you don't have
does
to say
not
sorry to
want
me.
to touch that.
You have to
trade,
say
man.
sorry to RJ, not me. But I would not. Oh my god, yo,
Oh
you're
my
actually
gosh.
like
Knox
CP.
would shoot RJ out the gym. Yeah, he probably in practice. Yeah, in the real game, probably
I
not.
don't even think in practice he would do that.
I'm sure
Knox in
RJ
the real game, you gotta get it to Knox in the corner with the ribbon on top and make sure that it's packaged right. Nah, bro, Knox can't defend better than RJ. He can't make better than RJ. He can't position himself on the floor consistently more than RJ. Nah, I'm good on Jalen. Y'all dudes are bugging on Jalen Brown. Man. Y'all put
No, I like Jalen Brown, but I'd rather.
no.
have
Now you're
RJ.
talking about Cuts and Knicks. He says, "Nah, y'all bugging man." And this,
Yeah, but you
too,
just
y'all
I'll take
don't
Jalen Brown right now.
He's 4 years younger, so also that's another thing I take into account with that. And I'd rather have that, so I'm fine with that. And that's my guy, so I could say that.
And I
That's
love RJ.
you are
I
biased.
love RJ,
Look,
yo. I love
RJ
I
Barrett is-
literally just said that.
I know. RJ
I have
Barrett
a
is
lot
my
of.
guy.
I have a lot. I think he has a lot of potential, and he is gonna be really good. So that's just me.
I hope
You know,
so.
your guy is Ja.
RJ
Whoa,
showed
whoa,
100%
whoa. My
Ethan
guy's
loved
RJ
Ja.
Barrett.
So.
Ja Morant was that dude before the draft, before even the freaking lottery. Ja Morant was my guy. Do not do RJ Barrett is my guy. But RJ Barrett to get up to that level, he has a lot of things to work on. Got to finish better the basket. Got to shoot the mid range better. He also has a decent or high enough turnover rate from the pick and roll, so he has to get better in a few regards. So I'm hoping he does that. But RJ Barrett, he has a lot to work on. He's one of the elite players getting at the rim or getting to the rim, but his percentage is
Convert
poor.
numbers, yeah.
Right, converting is not
He
good.
always says shoot. I don't even think Knox is gonna outshoot him. I mean, he could, but
Nobody
What is
cares.
that, bro?
Nobody cares if
Outside
he
the
does it in
corner three,
practice.
where else does Knox give you value from consistently?
the world may never know.
Cardio.
Exactly. RJ, I mean, Kevin, not let him go,
Knox is
man.
a bum, yo. Oh, no,
All right,
let me not
I'm
do
not
that.
even
Yeah, I
gonna
feel
go
bad
there
'cause I
anymore.
actually
No,
I'm
like
not
listen,
gonna-
I feel bad, yeah. Like,
My
I'm not gonna do
dream,
that, but
bro. My
but
dream
I'm-
of him at the 3 and then RJ at the 2 when RJ got drafted. Stop laughing. Stop laughing.
I'll tell you who the 2 and 3 should have been. The two should have been Donovan Mitchell, and the 3 should have been either of the Bridges or MPJ. That would have been right there. We'd have been set in the right direction right there.
To be honest, though, Donovan Mitchell wasn't an obvious one. Like, okay, like there was like one person, I guess. Like it was Donovan Mitchell and Shea that you could have drafted in that draft. I'm pretty sure, right?
Right?
That was
yeah.
the 2018.
No, 2017. No,
Oh,
wasn't
it's
that draft.
2017. Yeah, no, 2017 is the bad one because you had like 5 options.
No. That was the same.
No,
draft.
18.
18 was a bad option.
18 was the one that you had
18
like
was
5 different
SGA, Mikal Bridges, Miles Bridges.
Wait, SGA wasn't 20. SGA wasn't 2017.
No, he was in 2018. 'cause I remember he was in
Because when he was on the Clippers. All right.
You guys drive the same draft as Knox.
You're right. Because Obama was in 2018. I remember Obama being in that year.
Yeah, so we had so many people that we could have picked instead of Knox.
Right.
And we didn't. But the Frank one, I guess we have a pass because there was barely anyone.
That one hurt
Knox go because Knicks won't develop. But hear about this. Not everybody else is showing development on the Knicks, or most of these guys. And think about this. Julius Randle, who I was not the biggest fan of after his first season, showed development under Tibbs. Rj Barrett, Mr. Inefficient, showed progress under Tibbs.
Obi did as well.
Obi IQ showed development, even though he did a lot of what he did in college, but he still showed development under Tibbs. Knox could not show development.
There's only 2 guys on the Knicks that didn't show development under Tibbs or no progression, and that was
Frank
Knox and Alfred.
There is no way.
Alfred
And DSJ.
Yeah, and Peyton DSJ. Right.
Yeah, Peyton DSJ.
Peyton was horrible. Oh my goodness.
Knox is finito.
Josh Christopher will Harden. Oh, tough.
Knox is trash, yo. No, I gotta stop saying that. Because I feel bad for the youngins, but I'm just calling a spade because you know what I'm saying. But I don't want to do that. I would love to
be
see
the artist.
Like,
you want the link now?
Yeah, get him up here. I got a lot to say.
I can't. Yeah,
Oh,
do you know the thing in the
I'm
YouTube
playing.
setting? Because I can't. I posted on my end, but it doesn't pop up the link.
Just send it to him on Twitter.
You don't have a share link?
How do I do that? How do I do that?
Look at your bottom of your screen. It says share, right? You see that the screen with the plus on it?
Okay. I mean, no, I copied it. Like, I don't need to. I copied the link. Look, I'm gonna type it in the chat right now. I don't know if you're gonna see it.
RJ way healthier than his peers. Plus, yeah, facts. RJ don't get hurt like his peers.
The link is right there.
Bro, I was doing that before and it didn't work. Like, I sent it like 5 times and people said that they didn't see it at all. That's weird. I mean, I guess I fixed it. All right, you could join it.
CPO. I don't need freaking ties.
I haven't seen CP. I haven't seen CP for a while, so it'll be interesting.
I don't need this. I don't need this curmudgeon. I don't need this.
Gmo, before CP
crash.
Gmo, I just want to ask you a question. Before CP comes in here, what's y'all for everybody? What's y'all take on how much did Taj get? 10 million or 15?
2 for 10.
2 for 10. What's y'all take?
Right?
Yeah.
5 per. Yeah, so what's y'all take on that? Like, do you think we could have used it somewhere else, or y'all okay with it, or what?
Oh yeah, no, we just traded back so we could create cap space to sign.
That got me. Oh Lord.
Look at this man.
Look at this
What's
guy.
good, CP?
He came in park correctly.
What's good?
Somebody
Look at him. He came in park correctly. Look at him.
This dude.
Look at him. Look at him.
This dude
Look
is
at him.
What's good, CP? This dude is such a troll, bro. Oh my god.
Look at him.
Yo, this dude is a troll.
Look, I just had me a beer. I just had me a beer and some pizza. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to y'all, dog me out. You know what I mean?
He threw darts and now he's talking about people dogging him out. You see this? Nice try.
Hey, if you guys don't know me by now, I'm from Jersey, right? So when you're from Jersey, you hold grudges and you're vicious.
Wait, what part of Jersey? Newark?
From Amboy.
Amboy.
Oh,
Amboy.
I was only guessing too. I forgot it is Amboy.
All the way up north. That's where Vita Guerra's from. If don't comment.
Yeah. She was my neighbor. She's my boy. One of my boy's sisters.
The video vixen. The video vixen girl.
Model.
The model. She's a video vixen. Be real, Gmo.
Let's respect that name. But yes, Perth Amboy is all the way up there.
That's funny.
My fault.
So why do you hate RJ?
The Smoky Nick. What's good, Smoky Nick?
Okay, let's start with let's not use the H word. I don't want to use the H word. It's not that I hate him. I just hate like people like those little 17-year-olds on the screen.
Yo, that's crazy.
Duke is 18, by the way. So that's the wrong guy you got, man. This guy.
All right,
Ethan is 15 though, but yeah.
Pretty much. No, I think. Look. I don't know about y'all, but I cried when RJ was drafted. Okay.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a great way, right? I'm the one I was the one who championed that he was the best prospect in that draft over Zion and over Ja, because I believe that he had more upside and more of a ceiling.
Being more diverse than them.
Right. So my thing is like this. I was disappointed in his last, obviously the playoffs, and my thing is like, I look, I'm double parked. So if we gave up developing all of our draft picks, whatever, right? I see the same thing happening with RJ. I don't have faith in this front office, right? That they're going to get him to the Jimmy Butler status, to the so and so forth and so on. I just don't see it. So it's not hate. It's just that I look at things black and white and see it how they is. He's a great person. He's a great face of the franchise. But then when people say, oh, yeah, he's like a top shooting guard in the league, I'm like, hold on. Like, he's not even the top shooting guard on his own team.
Bro, stop it.
Yes, he is.
And top 10, that whole list was a prediction. That whole list.
You never had Alec Burks.
Yes, he's better than Alec Burks.
Who's not better than Alec Burks?
Alec Burks dropped 27 one game and then dropped single digits.
Oh, time out. Coolio. If he's better than Alec Burks, then why is it that Tibbs doesn't play him in the fourth quarter over Alec Burks?
That happened
because
RJ had more fourth quarter minutes than Alex Burks.
Yeah, that happened a few games, like a handful of games.
That happened 5 games, and RJ had more fourth quarter points this season than Alex Burks did.
Yeah,
RJ was more clutch. RJ has proven to be more clutch in the fourth than Alec Burks.
No, not that. He's not.
No. You got to slow down with all that.
He's not more clutch than Alec Burks, but he played.
No, man, Alec Burks.
He played.
Alec Burks.
Let me say this. He played.
I know y'all.
He's not more clutch than Burks, but he still played more minutes in the fourth quarter than Burks did in the last 6 minutes as well. So
I'm saying I know Alec Burks had his heroic games and all, but I'm going with RJ on that one. And I'm not a homer. Either.
Nah, y'all in the RJ hive, and there's nothing wrong with being in the RJ hive. You feel me? It's all good. You know what I mean?
If anything, I'm in the McBride hive. I'm in the
But we have these highs for players on other teams, right? Like, for what RJ's doing in his second year compared to not only what we've seen from our young players who've been just awful for the past few years, for the most part, but other young players from other teams, RJ Barrett is progressing a lot better, a lot more than many other players that we will. Oh, the Knicks! I would love to have this player. I would love to.
Wait.
G-Mo, I agree with you, fam. Right? I agree that RJ is progressing, right? But all this RJ over Randall hype I've been hearing all summer. I've been letting people talk it. You know what I mean? People been talking crazy, right? I ain't even popped on people's show. I just been playing in the background, listening to the nonsense, right? Just listening to the nonsense, right?
Wait, what do you mean RJ over Randall?
It's Popeyes. It's good. One for that.
I've been hearing people talk about RJ over Randall.
What do you mean though? Like he's better, or you would rather
more untouchable?
Like a trade or something? Like, or if you were to trade one player, you keep one.
So to be specific, it's this team right now is Julius Randle's team. Period. Everybody else is just along for a ride.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
All right. So what are you talking about the RJ point? Because I think most people are like in that regards when you're saying RJ and Randall, you rather keep RJ long term because he's younger and has more potential.
I don't necessarily see it like that. I think I prefer production over potential. Anybody that knows me, that knows that I'm not going off what you could do for me. What can you do for me now? What have you done for me? Right? So
what is he doing at 20 though?
Okay, so hold up. Can I ask you a question?
Come on, bro.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Let me finish. Let's finish this real quick. Hold on. You can't say what he's doing at 20 when Trey dropping 30 at 21, 22. So it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
He's the number one player on his team.
Y'all want us to accept mediocre, and we can't do that, fam. Me and Winelmo, and RJ had my man told me the other day, RJ had his best chance to do his thing this year because we had less players that could score 20. You think he about to improve with all these players that could drop dub?
No.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
He actually might.
Let me
I
say
actually
this.
think
That's not
he
even
might.
Can I
realistic.
say
Is that
this?
realistic?
Can I say this?
Go
Say
ahead.
whatever you want. It's your show, my G.
You talking about you talking about how RJ being
Oh, my
mediocre
bad,
when
dude.
you saw Randall in the playoffs, right? I think that was worse than mediocre. So I don't know how you talking about RJ being mediocre.
RJ shot better than him and averaged 3 less points, bro. And that's your best player,
I
by the way.
said,
And
I
then
didn't
Randall had
call.
more.
See, I know
Randall
you're
shot
not
a
listening.
worse
You just
percentage
I
and
know.
more turnovers
I
than
know what you
assists.
said.
I know
Second
you're
of
not
all,
listening to my point. You're just
and
listening
you
to the
talking
words
about
you
like
heard me say.
RJ gonna have to RJ's not gonna be able to score more because he has more players. You realize that Alfred Payton and Reggie Bullock's ability not to create off the dribble actually was detrimental to RJ.
So you say Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker is Alfred Payton and Reggie Bullock? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying
No,
that
that's the point.
replacing
It's better.
them makes it better for RJ because now RJ has spacing to attack. You realize that Alfred Payton and Reggie Bullock were detrimental because Reggie couldn't create off the dribble and Alfred Payton wasn't an offensive threat from the perimeter.
But
Yeah,
Reggie was clutch though. At least he was that.
No, he was rarely clutch. But let me say this: if you know RJ's play style in general from Duke in general, like he came into the worst situation spacing wise for him because his first year the spacing was horrible and he needs space to play. And then the second year it was kind of similar, it got a little better. But the way you're saying it is that RJ can't get somehow to Randall's level, but Randall, this is the only year he showed he's an all-star. So I don't even know what we're really talking about in that regards. And the only reason you guys are saying this is because wait, let me finish. And then the only reason you guys are saying this is because John Morant came in straight away and was producing. And then you see players like Zion too. But then if you look at guys, I'm not saying he's as good as Jason Tatum, but you look at guys as Jason Tatum, like they had to take 2-3 years to actually produce to what they are right now. And RJ compared to them is not a number one option. Trae Young was a number one option straight off the bat. Like that's another thing you got to put into account.
Let me ask you a
Randall,
question.
like,
what pick in the draft was RJ?
The third.
So he should be a number one option. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
They just signed the guy for.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They signed the guy
Okay, and Tatum was a third overall pick, and he wasn't a number one option until like last year.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
And that was his third year.
Always knew Tatum was a factor. Yes, they tried to grab Kyrie and they tried to grab Isaiah Thomas.
But RJ wasn't a factor last year?
But I'm not saying RJ wasn't a factor. See, you got to listen to what I'm saying, right? Don't create a narrative around what I'm saying. Actually listen to what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying RJ wasn't a factor, but I know he disappeared more times than he should, right? And for me to call it out now, it make it seem like I'm a RJ. I'm not an RJ hater, bro. I'm just, if we was talking about any other player, I would be this objective, right? I told people before, I hated that Julius always couldn't go left as much as you would like him to go right as much as you would like him to go right? And RJ is the same. So he couldn't go right as much as you want him to go right. So he has so many flaws as well as the good things. I'm just calling it like I see it, right?
I mean, I understand that, but you also I know CP said, okay, you're not looking at age, but he legit just turned 21. Like you don't just get someone averaging 18, 6, and 3 off the blue at 20. And you also got to understand that there were certain points in the games where he got iced out when he was hot. In the beginning of the season, the first halves he would go off, barely get the ball in the second.
What you
he
said
would go
is not
hot in
true,
games.
Though.
It is true. Look at the game.
Baller, that's why it's levels to stuff, right? Because if you a baller, you gonna come out because period. That's why some dudes could come out of high school because they ready when they came out of high school. You feel what I'm saying? If you there, you there. He not there yet.
Nobody said he is though.
That's okay.
But nobody is saying he is though.
So if y'all like this point, like RJ is not suddenly like he was the third overall pick, you expect him to be way better than he already is. Then what do you want to do with him?
No, to be honest, from him, from Zion, there's a big drop off when it comes to RJ.
Agreed.
I want to say that.
Zion, yes, but Ja is not as much as people make it seem.
Hold on, no, yes it is. Yes it is. When Ja averaged 30 points a game in the playoffs. We'll say that, right?
They still lost 4-1, so it doesn't matter.
So did we, and he averaged 11. Let me say this though, right? Okay, but it's a reason that they went in front of him. Like it's not like RJ went in front of those guys; they went in front of him for a reason.
I get it, but still, they're different players.
Time out. RJ was the projected #1 player in high school. And he was supposed to go #1 in the draft.
And you know, Dennis Smith Jr. was at one time like the #2 player in all of the country.
Like that matters to a certain extent, but once you're in
Like
the
that doesn't matter. Like
really
high school.
Please.
Yeah, like it really doesn't matter to a certain extent.
Like
I'm
there
not
are
trying to
like a
dog
bunch
on
of
it.
case
Actually-
scenarios about that.
I want to see RJ thrive and survive in the league, right? I just, you know what I mean? I want to see more, bro. You a third pick in the draft. You got to show me more, bro. I'm just saying, you got to show me more. And you got to show it now, not 2-3 years from. I want to see it now. You was a third pick in the draft out of 60. You got to hoop, period.
And time out, right? Like, if we put so much expectations on Obi, Knox, Frank Ntilikina, and they were all drafted like 8 and 9, whatever.
Exactly.
You're telling us that we can't have expectations about RJ at 3? This is supposed to be the franchise.
Period, right?
Okay,
We're
we're
not saying
those
you
dudes.
can't.
You realize that all those dudes combined never averaged more than, except for Knox in his rookie year. Exclude Knox's rookie year. All those dudes combined never averaged more than 7 points, and this dude's giving you 18, 6, and 3 in his second year.
Let me break this. Let me break this point. Hold on, let me get him real quick, fam, because I don't think they understand, right? What pick was Porzingis?
The 4th.
Exactly. And he's 5 times better than RJ at this point, right?
Wait.
You realize that RJ was better in every stat than Porzingis won his second year.
Let me finish the point before y'all get crazy, right? And I don't mean where he at in Dallas right now. I mean in his second year, he was averaging like 25.
No, he wasn't.
Averaging 16 points.
He averaged 16.
He averaged 16 points in his second year, and RJ had a better statistical season than Porzingis did in his second year, and had better percentages.
Still had more impact on winning.
No, they didn't even make the playoffs in his second year. RJ went into the playoffs.
It don't matter. He was better defensively.
No, stop.
He was a better 3-point shooter.
Saying, bro.
Wait. Let me ask y'all a question, right? So, for a Porzingis thing, when did we give him the keys? What year did we give him the keys, and what year are we going to give RJ the keys? Because we were dying to give KP the keys, but and even you guys that defend RJ, you know darn well, it's probably 25, 26 before we give him the keys. Yes or no?
Okay, hold up. But KP got his keys in his third year. I want RJ to get the keys in his fourth year.
RJ ain't getting the keys.
You're moving the goalposts. This is not right. You yourself do not see what you saw.
Watch RJ get them keys. Watch.
RJ is
I'm just
the keys,
CP. The year that he really got the keys was the first year he averaged 14, then he went to 18, and then he went to 22. He took 4 more shots, and that was kind of like it was a little before Melo got traded. So
no, KP got the keys when Melo got traded. He didn't.
No, but I'm saying like it was like a year or 2 before, like he was just starting to get into it. But
what was he averaging the year he got hurt before he got traded?
22.7.
And
he shot 19 shots.
His 22 points was impact like it was 28.
No,
and that was his third year.
But no, I don't know. Like you can't compare like that to RJ's situation because it's completely different. Because we're actually winning now. We weren't winning at all, so you can't really compare those situations.
You guys are moving the goalposts. You moving the goalposts.
No, you're
moving the goalpost.
Smokey Nick said that he was impacting winning more than RJ, but we're actually winning now. And he was the second option on a team that was the 4th seed.
No, RJ was not the second option.
Yes, he was the second option.
No, he was not.
Before D-Rose came, he was the certified second, and then he was still second.
You realize that D-Rose only played like 38 games in the regular season?
Let me tell you the perfect scenario. What happened, right? We pulled up to the gas station. It's RJ and Julius. And guess who we picking up at this gas station, right? We picking up D-Rose. RJ got to get in the back, right? Now, we pulled up. We got Evan Fournier and fucking, excuse my French. I'm sorry. And Kemba. Where RJ going to sit now?
He's still, he's still going to be the second or third.
Hadouken. He got to get in the trunk.
Because Fournier, if you watched them play last year, the Celtics, Fournier took that role that we need him to take on our team. He stayed in that pocket. He stayed in that
You
corner.
realize that like Kemba
Right
and
before he
Fournier like
averaged
deflect
13
to the young
points.
players.
Yeah, you have to understand. If you did watch the Celtics last year,
Why would I watch the Celtics?
I mean,
Well, we
that's why.
got
I mean, that's why you
we
wouldn't
got
know.
some players
But
from the Celtics.
Why would I
if you-
watch the Celtics? I'm a Knicks fan. Why
But
would
we
I
doesn't
got
watch
matter.
two,
the
You're
the
an
two
Celtics?
players that
NBA
we
fan in
got
general.
from the Celtics.
But if
Like,
you do,
we're still always deflected to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They always make sure that they got the ball first. So I don't see a problem with them getting
Yeah.
touches against
and
RJ.
if you watched it, they literally like Kemba could average. He averaged like 19, and then Fournier averaged 14 with shooting at a really good high clip, while Tatum was averaging 26.5, and then Brown was averaging 25. So I don't know how you see no way of that even corresponding. Like they could still, RJ can still easily get better because he's gonna get a lot more open looks at the basket. He's finally gonna be healthy this season, so he's gonna be better, like at the percentile.
So
more
let me ask
threes,
you a question,
more
Hadu.
spacing, and all of that.
How much he averaging this year, my man?
20.
20. He going up a whole 3 points?
I mean, he's going up 2.5, and that's just like it's not even that much if you look at it.
And how many shots attempts he take right now?
Like 14.5.
And how many more shot attempts he gonna take to? Is he going to a 20?
I'll say he'll take around the same or like one more.
He going to 20 shots a game?
No, he'll shoot
he's
around
at
like
14
14,
and a half,
15.
so I'll say he'll go from like 14 to 16.
Or is his attempts gonna go down from 14? Is what I'm asking.
No, I don't see it.
Definitely won't. Definitely won't. Like
I don't see it, y'all.
I don't see it neither, bro. Not with.
I mean, you guys
got
can't.
four
You guys don't
20-point
have
scorers on our team, though. We got 4 of them, right?
okay, but you have to like take it into context, right? Kemba and Fournier always deflected to the young players like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Kemba can't explode. Kemba's not that dude
We
anymore.
don't
Like in the
have no
playoffs,
young
he can't
players
explode
on like
off
our
of his
team
knee.
like that. E.
Time out. They had to defer because they were better than them.
Jaylen Brown was not better than Kemba Walker in that playoff run,
Yes,
and
he
Kemba
was.
Walker still deferred to
But
him.
Jaylen Brown is the franchise.
Wait, which year? What are
He
you
has
talking
to
about?
In the
defer
bubble.
because if he doesn't defer, right, they're gonna bench him. So what are you gonna do? You gotta defer. Like he gotta run the system that they got in place. So we understand he's gonna
I'm not
defer.
worried, to be honest. RJ, I think he'll get better.
I hope he
RJ had a
does.
better
I
chance
hope he
of
does.
improving. Not to say he's not going to improve. I only want to say that because it's true. He's going to improve. He's going to be a year older. His mind is getting more mature. He's becoming a man slowly but surely. So and he's in this situation. He's been in it for 3 going on 4 years, or whatever the case may
That's
be.
the-
So, well, okay. But
Here's the thing. I gotta see RJ be able to go right, pull up on the jumper,
for
have
sure,
a combo move, and finish at the rim. Also,
without getting blocked.
And get his damn free throw percentage up.
I mean,
You
wait,
his
7%.
percentage up from 13% in his rookie year.
Okay, but in order to be dangerous, you gotta be over 75%.
He shot 74.
Like you see what you're doing right now.
So
You're asking for him to get better in his 21-year-old season with literally everything.
And he got better in every stat last year.
No, because I understand he was a third pick, but not everyone develops in the same way, especially when you're adding more talent.
We didn't ask that about Knox and Frank.
Because they were on a trash team that wasn't winning.
No, fam.
And I thought Knox was gonna be good. Not Frank. I thought Knox was actually gonna be good.
And Knox got benched because players were better than him.
But Knox got done dirty by Fizdale, and he got done dirty by the team in general.
Now, Fizdale was a bad coach. That's true. But when you say you stating his age, don't make it any better. When it's
it does because he's still young.
It really doesn't because there's other players his age that's doing more than him. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Who in his age is doing more than him besides Zion? That was the only person in his age.
Trae Young.
He's not his age. Trae Young is 23. I'm talking about right now.
What did Trae Young do in his rookie year?
I think he averaged like 18, 19 as the number 1 option on
and after the All-Star break, he averaged like 30.
One of the worst teams in the league.
And
they didn't make the playoffs.
And you're asking. Hold on.
I'm talking about producing.
Hold on. You're asking. You're saying Trae Young did this because he's the number 1 option. Why the hell isn't RJ our number 1 option?
Because he's not good enough to
be the number 1
no one. Let him answer that. There was
no one. First of all, there was no one. There was no one on the Hawks to compete with Trae Young.
Oh my God.
There was legit no one on the Hawks to compete with him.
He don't get it,
And
fam.
he got the ball. And then Randall literally just signed a 19 mil or 18 mil per year contract. He's obviously gonna take most of the shots.
Nah,
Like, what do
Randall
you
was-
like? What is
Wait,
your
wait, wait,
argument?
I got you on this one. I got you on this one. So when Donovan Mitchell was on the Utah Jazz, he became the man over Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert is a non-offensive threat. He was never going to be the main option on the offense.
Who they had before
Bro,
Donovan
Their
Mitchell
problem
emerged,
was
though?
no offense on that team. You understand that, right? Gobert was solidified as a defensive player and a person that could rebound. Bojan and Ingles were the Bojan wasn't
Even there yet.
And I think Ingles was the only one.
And
there.
then Gordon Hayward just left, so of course Donovan Mitchell would have took it.
Bogdan was in Indiana still.
No,
Yeah.
Bojan. I'm talking about. I think it's the Bojan.
Or
But
Bojan
bro,
or-
that team was not that crazy good, but they were right outside the playoffs. And then he came in and he scored like crazy. Nobody's comparing him to Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is like
He's a freak athlete.
He's crazy good.
Oh, yeah. Now we getting there. Now we getting
No.
RJ
shouldn't have been pick number 3 is what you're saying then.
No.
Two different draft class, bro.
You gotta
Two different draft class.
But they play in the same
Wait,
game, so ultimately it's the same result. I don't know what you're talking about. What are we talking
stop.
about right now?
Hold on. What are you guys even talking about?
Ethan, wait. RJ is at the age right now of which Donovan Mitchell got drafted. So what are we talking about? I'm so confused. Donovan Mitchell came into the league at 21. RJ just turned 21, and he's averaging 2 less points than he did in that season. Like, we haven't seen RJ this season yet. He could average the same amount. You guys won't say anything. Like, I really don't understand how you're comparing.
No, we gotta see what RJ gonna do.
No.
We're not hating on RJ, bro. Don't think
we ain't hating on him. We just gotta see.
I understand it, but the way y'all trying to say it is that he's like trash. But you're
no. That's how you taking it.
No.
That's how you take it. Yeah, that's how you take it.
No, you guys gotta hear yourself the way you're saying. You want him to improve in every single aspect, like extremely. Like,
that's the
point.
He's
right away.
He's getting paid.
You can't do that right away.
Okay, but can I add this on? Like, he did do that last year.
If he's young, then give me the millions that he making for doing what he doing. I'll go out there and try to.
Bro, he's worth more than
you acting like he didn't improve.
Come on, bro. Like, we don't make
can I say this?
excuses when dudes is getting paid millions.
I'm not making excuses from. I'm telling you the facts.
RJ Barrett went from 13.5 points a game to 17.8. He got his rebounds up. He got his assists up. He shot better from the field. He went to 40% three-point shooter. He went from a 61% free throw shooter to a 74% free throw shooter. He became one of the best perimeter defenders in basketball statistically.
No, that's a lie.
Statistically, yes.
Statistically, he was.
Statistically, he was one of the best perimeter defenders in basketball.
He was getting herbed out there.
Okay, yes, and I agree with that, but I'm saying statistically, he kept getting beat backdoor by Lauri Markkanen. I understand.
You want me to listen to the stats, but when I watch the game, he getting done? Come on, that don't make sense to me.
No one saying he's I'm not even saying he's
the points that you guys are bringing up are statistics, though, like points, rebounds, free throw percentage, 3-point percentage.
I didn't bring that up.
About ages, so
y'all talked about the age. I said eliminate the age and just talk about his gameplay.
No, because you can't do that when someone experienced the full 3 years or 4 years of college. And then they came out. RJ was a one and done. It's different. You can't compare them. It's different situations.
But Hadouken, nobody's staying 3-4 years in college unless they have to.
Donovan Mitchell stayed in there for a few years.
Because he had to. It's
okay, but he still had to play an extra year in college. Like,
no, but
it makes no sense to compare like that.
RJ played on teams where the players was known. So his road was a little easier. Donovan Mitchell didn't play on a team where players was known.
Donovan Mitchell played at
Louisville.
Louisville.
His road gonna be different.
Donovan Mitchell played at Louisville. And
then it don't matter. That's not a basketball team. That's a football school, bro.
Here's the thing. Right? Hadouken and Evan, right? If I told you that Knicks were going to Ethan, sorry. If I was going to tell you the Knicks were going to draft a player that could only go left, couldn't pull up, only had two.
Not third in the draft. Sorry.
Would you say, oh yeah, that's our franchise player? Really?
Okay,
bro, that happened once. Like, I don't understand how you can say that. He was the
it's true though, because you're supposed to be
all
around.
Like
how are you in the professional league and you can only go one way? That don't even make. You can't even go to the park doing that.
Ask Randall that. Ask Randall that.
You can't even go to the park driving one way.
Ask Randall. Ask James Harden his first 3 years.
I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it right now because it's about to be 3 hours. and I have to go. Like it's been a while.
We talking good.
Right, this was fun. This was fun, man.
Yeah, nah,
Yo,
but
you started off great, my brother. Congrats,
sure.
man.
yeah, I appreciate it.
Hadouken, you know I love
Yeah, I don't
you,
take
bruh.
anything to heart, so I don't even care.
No,
Everyone has
Hadouken,
different
you know you my
Everyone
boy,
got
bruh.
different opinions, so I don't even
Relax.
care. It is what it is.
You know you
No,
my
but this
boy,
was
bruh.
this was a great show,
you
man.
my-
and-
one
I'm
of my
disappointed I didn't
one
get
of
to
my
debate with
first
CP about the
subscribers was
bloody heel
Hadouken.
and RJ convo.
Well, no, we're gonna talk about that on Saturday or Sunday. We'll see that.
Yo,
Well, I'm gonna catch you guys.
Man, if y'all want to
best
continue
of
the
luck to you,
conversation,
man.
come to the Smoking Nick. Shout out my man HadukenSharon's,
Yeah.
Ethan, Cully, CP the artist, Legion of Knicks, Gmo. Y'all already know how we doing it, man. It's the Knicks fan,
Yeah,
man.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here for the first show. It was a good first show, but
Salute,
I'm
my
gonna catch
bro.
everyone. Peace out. Cully, Ethan, Guillermo, I appreciate you guys. This was a good first show. I think in general it was.
All right, salute.
So I'm gonna catch you guys. Peace out to the chat. Ultimately, peace out. Cuts, kicks, and Knicks. Shout out to all of you. Have a good day. Peace out.